All right, what is up, everybody? It's Lids, and we are back for some more Gwent. And I hope you all are enjoying your holidays thus far, spending them with your friends, families, and loved ones, because we are getting in the holiday spirit today, opening 1,000 plus kegs in Gwent. So it's going to be a crazy one. We did this last year and opened over 1,000 kegs then as well. It was quite the experience. We'll talk more about the specifics here, but to just get the basics down, we'll of course pop in to the shop, open up a bunch of kegs. Right now I have 229 of a random variety of stuffs. For the most part, we will, I think, focus on opening kegs from the latest and greatest set, that being the Cursed Toad keg set. So we'll probably have several hundred of these, but just speaking from experience last time when it was for the Price of Power, when we last did this, we did, I think, 500 Price of Power kegs, and then the remaining 500, a mixture of other various miscellaneous things, and I think we found that right around 300 or so of this type of keg is where we started to basically just only hit repeats, so probably going to be opening up somewhere on the order of 300 there, and then we'll just mix and match for the remaining until we get up to 1,000 there. So that is the basic plan for today. We'll take a look at how many cards we currently have that we have unlocked, how many we have unlocked, because of course those are the ones we're going to want to get, and also we'll do a little bit of math here, and I have taken note of what our starting scrap count and meteorite powder count is, so we'll see what the final return on investment is, if you will, when we do eventually open up all those kegs. So just to give you a quick look here, so have most of the cards unlocked already. A few neutrals, that is sort of the biggest category that I've not yet totally finished, so might make a point of opening up a few more neutral kegs than the other factions. But just for a little bit of context here, as I said, last year we did Price of Power kegs in addition to a bunch of other stuff, but we opened, I believe it was about 1,063 kegs. The stream took about 6 hours to do, so that was about 18.65 seconds per keg. So if it seems like we are rushing through when I'm opening up the kegs, that is not a coincidence. That is in fact deliberate, because if we take any longer than roughly 18 seconds or so per keg, then we are going to be here for a very long time, and that's already going to be a lot, and so I might zone out a little bit. I'll try to keep track of how many legendary cards we have, but there will probably be some points where it slips my mind. But of course, we'll get the kegs done. So a bunch of other stuff we'll talk about there, but yeah, we'll compare the statistics in terms of how much meteorite powder, how many scraps we get this year versus last year. I imagine since we have more kegs, or more cards unlocked at this point, we're going to be milling more cards when we eventually finish everything up, and so we'll probably see a little more resources this time than we did last time. So those are the basics. What's up, Honor? How's it going? Those are the basics. So why don't we get in there, and we'll start purchasing those kegs. Basically, the reason why I'm able to do this in the first place is because I have, for the most part, not opened a single keg this entire year, and I play a lot of Gwent, of course. So that means I've accumulated a lot of this ore, just made it so that we can purchase a whole lot right now. So you can, if we really wanted to, we could just go for 1,000 right here, right now. But as I said, I think it is probably best if we just go, I want to say 300 off the top of my head was the number that we started to see was the key breaking point for a specific type of cards to unlock. Once you get past 300, at least for a totally brand new set that I have already unlocked several of these just from scraps, but I think once we get past 300, we're going to find that for the most part, we're just seeing entirely repeats, so I don't think we're going to get much benefit from going any further than that, other than, of course, just accumulating additional scraps and what have you, although at that point, maybe our ore is better spent on different categories trying to unlock a few more of those types of cards that we do not yet have. So that's the idea there. And we'll see. Last time I had a specific plan. I mapped it all out. I had told myself, okay, it's going to be precisely this many kegs from this category, this many kegs from this category, so on and so forth. Did all the math in advance. This time, gonna make it a little more open-ended here. As I said, I think 300 is the way to go for this. but it might take a little while for that to process. But once it does, you know, just casually pop 300 kegs right there, or at least purchase them. So we'll take a look at what all the kegs we have. In fact, why don't we take a look at all the kegs that we have available right now, so we get a sense of what assortment we might be interested in purchasing for the remainder of stuffs here. So now we have most of the stuff that I currently had before we just did that big purchase is the ultimate keg, which is sort of the generic kind right here. So that's 142. That can be basically anything. Then premium kegs, a few of those. Obviously, a little bit of the faction kegs. I think we have the most. Looks like Scoia'tael there. And just looking at, let's see, what we were referencing before. At the moment, neutrals, as I was saying, is the category that we have the most missing of. That makes sense, because there are the most neutral cards. So we might get a few more neutral kegs than other types of kegs here for that precise purpose. Otherwise, of the specific factions, it is Nilfgaard and it is Skellige are the two that we are missing the most for. So we might purchase a few more Nilfgaard and Skellige kegs than the other categories, is what I'm thinking. So why don't we do that? And then we'll just kind of see where we end up, and we'll do the remaining math to figure out how we get to 1,000, or, you know, maybe 1,001, just for good measure. All right, so let's go Nilfgaard here. I'm thinking, let's see, so we're a little over 500 now. There are 6 factions plus neutrals. So if we were to do 100 per category, we'd be over 1,000. So we're probably looking at a little less than 100 per category here, especially if we introduce neutrals to the equation. So maybe we do 50 per faction. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Why don't we do that, and we'll see where that lands us. And then maybe we just take the remainder and turn that into neutral kegs. That might be a decent place for us to go. So, yes, as I said, it's going to take us a long time to get through all of these. And that's another reason why I want to do different types of kegs as well, because for the most part, it's going to get pretty repetitive if we just open the same type of keg nonstop, because obviously the number or the variety of cards that are available to acquire differs from one keg to the next. And so especially if you're looking at the expansion specific kegs, those have a smaller set of cards to draw from than these do. Like I believe the Crimson Toad keg, which is Crimson Toad? Is that really what it's? I don't even remember. The Toad keg, Cursed Toad. Why did I labeled it as Crimson keg? Crimson Toad. That's weird. All right. Well, it's the. I'm pretty sure it's the Cursed Toad. Here comes the Crimson Chin, by the way. But other than that, yeah, I think there's about 86, if I did my math correctly, for that, for the Cursed Toad set, whereas there's on the order of about 200 for each of the specific factions and maybe about 300 for neutrals. So basically that means it's just not going to be quite as many repeats for the other factions when compared to the Cursed Toad, which is in part why, you know, if you spam a bunch of Cursed Toad, you're just gonna lose your mind a little more quickly. I'm definitely going to lose my mind probably multiple times over the course of this session, but by mixing it up a little bit here, it does certainly help. Okay, so that gets us to 829. So do we want to just go for neutrals for the rest? That might be what we do here. Let me just acknowledge, first of all, I have unlocked most cards in the game. We were looking previously in up here. I can show you this once again, but I've unlocked most of the cards in the game here. You see, just missing 1 monster, 6 Nilfgaard, 3 Northern Realms, 1 Scoia'tael, 6 Skellige, 4 neutrals, or rather 4 Skellige, and 4 Syndicate, 3rd time's the charm, and on the order of 30, 28 or so neutrals. So don't need that many more cards here. We can take a quick look at what those are that I do not currently own. I have written them down, so if we really want to, we can do a cross-reference here. This is specifically from the most recent expansion, but if we just go for the currently unowned, most of them are legendaries. There are a few epics in there as well. So for the most part, that means those are going to be the harder cards to unlock, of course. Generally, though, the rule of thumb, I should say, for those of you who are relatively new to Gwent and still building out your collections, generally you want to focus on the faction-specific kegs rather than neutral kegs, because that is the most efficient way to get all of your good cards. Like, if you're only going to get, say, 10 legendary cards, or that's a fair number. If you're going to get 5 legendary cards from all the kegs that you open, then you probably, if you're just starting out, want those to all be for the same faction, so you can try to, well, consolidate those cards into a cohesive deck. Whereas if they're split between different factions and you can't mix and match them, then that becomes much harder to build a viable deck early on. So because we have already acquired a bunch of cards, that is not something that I am too concerned about here. But just feel the need to acknowledge that for those of you who are thinking, oh, well, if I were to ever have this many kegs, then I would want to do it the same way Lids does. Not necessarily. So I am going to splurge on the neutrals, but that is not normally something that I would recommend in a vacuum for that reason. So maybe we go 100 here, but that's not going to quite get us there. I mean, I guess we could go 150 if we really wanted to. The other reason is, so basically that means the rule of thumb is generally open up the faction-specific kegs for whatever faction you like most. And in general, faction-specific cards are a little bit stronger than neutral cards. So that's also a benefit of doing that. There's our 150. Then there are, of course, some good neutral cards. They tend to be legendaries, maybe the occasional epic. And so typically what that would mean is you would just go in and you would use your scraps to craft the specific neutrals you want, and then use your ore to get the faction-specific kegs. So again, that's not really what we're going to do here. Maybe we go, for the remaining ones, we just go Cursed Toad. We go a little bit over 300, just so that we play it safe there. So this is what, 21 gets us to 1,000, 22 gets us to 1,001, if my math is correct. There we are. Okay, so I think this is what we're going to work with here. Again, I have noted what our starting scrap and meteorite powder count is, so we can do some math at the end of the stream to figure out just how many total scraps and meteorite powder we acquire, and figure out, you know, how many scraps per keg or scraps per card and all that stuff. So that is the plan. And then anything else logistically before we proceed? Oh, let me just write down what our final keg count is for each category. I have noted some of it, but just and that's the wrong spot. And then we will be all business from there on out, because as I said, we're gonna have to go pretty fast. Let's see, so we have 54 monster. Yeah, we're gonna have to go pretty fast if we want to complete running through all these kegs in this lifetime. Otherwise, we are going to be here for all of eternity. 6. We have 150 neutral. We have 4 Crimson Curse. We have a few faction-specific kegs here already in our possession from the reward tree. So that is why you're seeing some of those. Those are not actually available to purchase from the shop. And we've purchased all using ore, again, because I basically opened no kegs. And that is not exaggeration. The only time I ever opened a keg during this calendar year was during a specific event in which you could earn additional rewards by opening kegs. So, that is how we acquired all this stuff. And obviously playing a lot of Gwent to get all those resources. But, what is my favorite faction? That is a great question. I think we're going to have to talk a lot about, we're going to have a lot of things we can discuss as we are zooming through this stuff. Why don't we get started and open up our first Cursed Toad set. So, we are going to see a lot of cards that I have already unlocked here. For the most part, I think the only things that I have not yet unlocked for this set are all legendaries. We will try to seek out the premiums where we can. If that is a premium. I do already have a premium of this, but that's another thing to consider is, as I already have a lot of these, at least basic versions, the normal versions of these cards, I think it's going to make a lot of sense for us to seek out the premiums. The other thing worth noting, that's a premium, is that I believe I am 1 prestige level away from automatically getting additional premiums, which is kind of painful given how close I was to reaching that mark when we were about to open up 1,000 kegs. You'd say, that'd be a pretty good thing. Oh, that's a premium. That'd be a pretty good thing to make a point of reaching that threshold before you do this, because that's a whole bunch of premiums you're missing out on. But I was planning to do this a while in advance, and I was keeping a close eye on what level and what prestige I was, and it was becoming pretty clear that I was going to be close but not quite make it, so I have come to terms with that fact. I'm not too concerned about it. That's another premium. So that's another thing, just feel the need to acknowledge before we get too far into this. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. But to answer your question, Anor, what is my favorite faction? And there is actually an interesting story to go along with this, I suppose. That being that... Any premiums here? I don't think so. That being that one thing that... Most significant thing, really, that I suppose has changed from in between the last time we did something like this for the price of power kegs and this time for... Oops, need to click on one of those. And for this year, with now Cursed Toad, is that in 2022, of course, I believe, if I've done my math correctly, I believe this is the year in which we became a Gwent partner, which was, of course, fantastic, and couldn't have done it without you guys because, you know, you're all what makes this stuff work in the first place. One of the things that came with becoming a Gwent partner was that CDPR, the developers of Gwent, occasionally, when there's a Gwent expansion, they say, okay, we have a bunch of new cards, we want to do a reveal for the new cards, we're going to basically give this opportunity to the various Gwent partners. We're going to... It's basically an application process where they say, okay, show us what you got, show us, prove to us that you have what it takes to effectively demonstrate what this new card could do and why people should be excited to use it. And when they did that, when they basically told all the Gwent partners, hey, if you want to do a reveal for one of the new cards, let us know. They asked all the Gwent partners who were interested to say, okay, here, we're going to do a reveal for all the various factions. We're going to do a reveal for all the factions. And what we need you to do is there's going to be a legendary card, an epic card, a rare card, and a common card for each of the factions to reveal. But in order for us to select who is going to be doing the reveal, we need you to tell us which faction you would be most interested in revealing and what your backup plan would be, basically, at least, if not give a couple additional backup plans. So when that happens, I applied and I told them, okay, my preferred faction to reveal for would be Northern Realms. That is the first faction of Gwent that I ever played. Ooh, a Sove, legendary, outside of the middle card. That's quite lucky. So I told them my favorite would be Northern Realms. It's the first faction that I ever played in Gwent, and for a while, probably, maybe not quite half a year, but several months at the very least. Several months at the very least, I basically played exclusively Northern Realms. You know, when it came to, like, doing Gwent's deck guides and what have you, at the very beginning of doing that, when I was trying out seasonal events, I basically was just using the same deck, or more or less the same deck for everything, back in the early days. And didn't really customize the deck much for any specific event. I was just sort of checking out what the event was all about. That's a premium. That's nice. Basically just checking out what the events were all about with whatever deck I happened to have been using at the time, which, again, was basically all Northern Realms to begin with. And it wasn't until a little bit later on that I realized, no, it's not that people want to see what these new seasonal rule sets are. They want to have a specific deck that is tailored to that rule set, and only then did I really start to actually make specific decks designed for those given events, and only then did I start to branch out a little bit more and try different factions. But so for those reasons, Northern Realms was the faction that I felt the most closely connected to and wanted to do a reveal for, and that was, you know, one of the cool things about becoming a Gwent partner is I heard that was, you know, one of the ways that you can potentially reveal a card, and to me that just seemed like that was a really cool opportunity. And so I was really excited about that and really hoping to get chosen to at least reveal some card. And then, of course, I was just like, okay, you know, obviously I'd love to reveal Northern Realms because that is, in many ways, my favorite faction, but you know, anything would do. But Northern Realms was my first choice. And then I said that Skellige would be my second favorite choice. That was my backup plan. Don't think I gave it a third or fourth. Nilfgaard was technically not an option at the time because that was something that they had already lined up that they were going to reveal over a CDPR Gwent stream during one of the tournaments. So that wasn't an option, although didn't make much of a difference to me, as that was probably not going to be one of the factions that I would have chosen anyway. But yeah, so I chose Northern Realms as my first. Skellige was my backup plan. And so I basically said to myself, okay, I would love to just be chosen to reveal any card. That would be awesome, fantastic opportunity. And in general, I do very much like getting the chance to talk about what the cards do, not just play them. Obviously, like the whole point of Gwent is in many ways to play the card game, yes, but maybe it dates back to the Path of Exile days of theory crafting crazy builds in a super complex RPG, but I like sometimes to just think about what the possibilities are for different options and theory craft, if you will, and analyze the cards in that case, analyze characters and skills and items and what have you, but in this case, cards in a lot of depth and figure out, theorize what could be good, what could be a new and creative way to use some of this stuff. No premiums here, okay. And so I thought, okay, anything would be great. If I just get the opportunity to do it, I would be so grateful for it. Oh, and there's a premium for Bjorn, awesome. But if it were Northern Realms, that'd be awesome. If it were Skellige, I'd totally still take that. If it's something entirely different, fine, Still awesome opportunity. And then I get the message telling me, yes, you've been chosen. And, oh, wait, do you still need to pick something here? And I can't remember, I think they told me what faction it was going to be for when they said that I was selected, and they told, or at least in some way, shape, or form, eventually I learned that it was in fact going to be Northern Realms, so that was just, like a dream come true there. But then, on top of that, there was the whole, okay, one card is, in each faction is going to be common, one's going to be rare, one's going to be epic, one's going to be legendary, and so, obviously, the dream, oh, thanks for the follow, Coil. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Obviously, the dream was, okay, like, I could never, never know for certain which rarity I was gonna get, but the, like, absolutely perfect scenario would have been Northern Realms, because that was my favorite faction, and then the Legendary, because that's obviously, in most situations, you would assume, going to be the most interesting card that people are most excited to try out and probably has the most to analyze about. And then I get the message showing what card it is, and it is the legendary card for Northern Realms. Not just any legendary card, it's a scenario. And at the time, so I got the information telling me what the card was going to be, I think before any of the reveal videos and whatever else people chose to do with their cards came out. That's a premium. And so to me, I was like, okay, perfect faction, perfect rarity, and it's a scenario, which at the time there was only one other Northern Realms scenario. So it's like, no way, no way. This is just too good to be true. I don't believe it. And so, in case people didn't know, it was Damsel in Distress was the card that I revealed, and it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. So, I mean, again, thanks to you all who have supported the channel, because could not have ever even dreamed of having that opportunity without all of your support. And thanks, of course, to CDPR for giving me the opportunity as well. And it just, that was the kind of thing where once that happened, I was like, all right, all the Gwent's goals, like that was the pinnacle. That was the thing that more than anything else I had hoped I'd get the chance to do. And after having done that, I was like, all right, I can be happy. No matter what else happens in Gwent, after that, I can be happy with where things stand. So, long story short, combining a bunch of different stories together. Favorite faction, Northern Realms. That's a lot of carrot there. Favorite faction, Northern Realms. And not to mention, it also happened to be for Northern Realms archetype, speaking of the Northern Realms archetype that it supported, that I was a fan of in particular, because back when I, again, first played Gwent, it was all Northern Realms, and at that point in time, Northern Realms, back in my day, it was very much an engine-based faction, basically a bunch of cards that start off weak but gain value over time, and for the most part, almost all of those cards, or at least all the ones that I focused on playing back then, were ones that started off weak and got their value from either boosting themselves or boosting other units that you had. So I was very much a Northern Realms boosting player, or Boostern Realms, sometimes I would think of it as. And so for the card that I revealed to be... Did we transfer over to Northern Realms decks? Because speaking of Northern Realms, this is a lot of Northern Realms. Is this just a pure coincidence? I mean, those are all from the new faction. Did we just coincidentally get all Northern Realms there? I think we just we have to coincidentally go 5 for 5, right? I was like, did we just go through all of our Crimson Curse kegs and not even realize it? So I am starting with Crimson Curse. I should acknowledge the plan there. I should also take a peek at how many we have left. Yes, we are still specifically going through Crimson Curse, and just looking at this number here, we should still have plenty more to go. So I think false alarm there. But gonna start with Crimson Curse. That is, of course, not Crimson... Cursed Toad. That's maybe why I wrote down Crimson Toad before. Because there's Crimson Curse and there's Cursed Toad, and so in my head I've not even realizing this, but apparently I've combined those two things together. Cursed Toad. So we're gonna start with that. That is the new expansion and the newest type of keg. So that's what we're gonna focus on for the time being. We have the most kegs of this variety as well. And so once we've finished going through these, we'll probably start going into the various faction-specific kegs. And we do have a few of the other expansion-based kegs just from the reward tree. I think we'll finish off with all the premium kegs. Could probably be a good way to finish things with style, speaking of premiums. I think that's probably the way we'll go about doing it. Again, we are going very fast. That is not a coincidence. That is deliberate. Because last time I did the math, we opened like a little over 1,000 kegs last year for Price of Power. And it took us about 18 seconds per keg. If you average out the time for the entire stream, including like intro, outro, other explanation-based stuff, and what have you, because maybe more on the order of 16 or 17 seconds per keg if you're talking just pure keg opening time like this right here. And that took us about 6 hours. A little over 6 hours, I think. So, in the interest of not being here all day, I am deliberately zooming through relatively quickly and not talking too much about the specific cards. The other thing is that we've, for the most part, already played and used almost all the cards that we've seen thus far. We can talk a little bit more about some of the new cards if we'd like, and things that we are particularly excited about and what have you. Oh, also, I should have noted, I did put over here that legendary card number, and I might have mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, how I was unquestionably going to zone out and not remember to update this number. I've already completely ignored this number. So we are not at 0, but I can't tell you what number we're at. We did at least one. Hold on. On one hand... Okay, here's what I think we do. There are two options. Two things we could do. We could either go to... Just close this out for a second. We could either go to our deck collection, and we could see... It'll tell us, you know, how many cards we can mulligan, and that should probably tell us how many legendaries we acquired right now. But if we do that, then we're going to kind of split up the chunk of consumables that we get, and it won't be as impactful when at the very end we go in and just get that ginormous number. So we could do that now, and or we could wait until the end and see how many legendaries pop up then. In theory, it still might be a bit... it's still not going to be perfect, because even in that case, if there are some legendaries that we did not already have, then those are not going to get milled, and so those are not going to be counted when we see the little pop-up that says, "Do you want to mill X number of commons, Y number of rares, Z number of epics, and Q number of legendaries. So, do we want to just make a do we want to just make an executive decision and say that we have what? I know we got Sove, who was not in the middle. I remember that because I was surprised to see that. So that's one at least. We probably got one in the middle as well. Do we want to just make an executive decision and call it 2 at this point? Does that seem about right? We've definitely gotten plenty of epics. I know we got Sove. Were there any other legendary? I don't remember the specific legendaries, if any, that we got beyond that. Have we gotten any others? Let's call it 2. Let's call it 2. All right, that's what I mean. That number is almost certainly not going to be accurate. But we can take a quick peek here. Yeah, so we are, for context, we had what? It was 322 first Toad set cards, and so we are not even 100 through just yet. So we have a long way to go for that, and then after that we'll probably go... Oh, I forgot about the basic set. We might do that after. We might go Cursed Toad, Ultimate Keg, which basically can be anything, and then we might also have something similar to that, isn't there? That's neutral. Yeah, probably that. Then we'll go faction-specific kegs, and then we'll finish with the various types of premium kegs. Is probably the order in which we'll do things. But back to Cursed Toad. Okay, and I will try to be more diligent with marking the legendaries, but I'm telling you right now, that is not the first time that I'm going to miss one. Not going to be the first or last time. Yeah, I think 2 plus or minus 1. We're probably not more than 1 off at this point, right? I think we would have noticed if we've gotten that many legendaries already. So that's the other thing. It's just because there's such a huge sample size here, the number of kegs that we're opening, the number of cards we're going to see. In theory, I think some people have tried to do the math to figure out, and to a certain extent, CDPR might even have stated what the probability of getting the various type of rarity cards is, but we're going to see it firsthand. And I believe there are even some systems in place to make it such that if you open a certain number of kegs without ever having seen an epic, you are guaranteed to get an epic. And if you've opened up a larger number of kegs without seeing a legendary, then you are eventually guaranteed to see a legendary. Sort of like as a failsafe, or if you just have ridiculously poor luck, then eventually you will get something decent in return. That's premium. And for the most part, I think whenever we see premiums in this middle spot where we can choose whatever we'd like, we're probably going to go for that. Even if we see a card that we've not yet unlocked, we're probably going to prioritize premium over that. Because, again, at this stage, our Gwent collection is big enough that we don't need to be too picky. There's a unexpected epic. I mean, theoretically, at this point, we're going to have enough scraps and meteorite powder to probably craft any and anything that we do not have by the time everything is said and done. So in truth, it's probably not a huge issue, but just let me acknowledge that in advance. And again, if we had just gotten a few more levels, then I think we'd be... I don't know exactly what it is, but I think it might be guaranteed premium card with that middle set, everything being premium there. Oh, there's another legendary. Okay, hold on. Ready? Here's how I'm going to remember. I'm going to do it proactively this time. Do we do a plus, minus... Wait, plus, minus 1? Do we throw that in? I need to bump that over a little bit to the side now, but there. Something like that. Something like that. Or even, hold on. Does it look better if we do that? There we go. There we go. Just being honest. Just being honest about it. All right, so what do we have here? We have all of these. No premiums. So take your pick. We'll go scenario. So yeah, with a little more experience and one more prestige, I believe we would have gotten guaranteed to see all of the... Oh, that's a premium. I didn't even realize it at first. Some are definitely more noticeable than others, so we might miss some for that reason as we're zooming through. But we'll live with it if that does happen. We'll hopefully take a little more time with, you know, the rarer stuff and make sure we don't miss those. But if it's a... By rare stuff, I mean epics and particularly legendaries, but you know, if it's a rare card, then it's not the end of the world if we miss the premium there. It's not too expensive. That is a legendary, or rather a premium. Another one that's hard to see. We're getting a bunch of epics. No premiums, I don't think. That's a premium. And we didn't have one of those yet. So obviously we're going to see a lot of repeated cards. As you can probably already tell. You're gonna be able to tell by the just numbers that are appearing there. We're going to get a lot of repeats. So I remember last time we did this, again for Price of Power in particular, we had some cards that just seem to always show up more than others. And, ooh, that's a premium. And the whole losing my mind slowly but surely type of thing, it also got to the point where we started to have cards that seemed to bring us good luck and cards that seemed to bring us bad luck. Whether or not that was actually true, you know, that's a whole nother story. But, so we built an emotional attachment to the various types of cards that we tended to see. I remember cards I think that we saw the most, or at least had the most of an emotional response to, were Alumni, the Melusine Cultist, and ooh, that's premium. And does he give premium versions of the crimes that he gives you as well? If so, then that's very good value. Alumni, Melusine Cultist, and Orb of Insight. And I believe we established that the Melusine Cultist and Orb of Insights brought us good luck, and the Alumni brought us bad luck. So we will see. It's another epic. If we get anything... That? No, it's not a premium. The way that light was shining on it, for a second I thought it was. Although we have more copies of that than the other stuff, so I maybe should have gotten the other ones, but alas. No worries. Sir Scratchlot was the card that got you into the Gwent videos. He is a pretty cool card. He is extremely powerful. It's a very powerful card, very cool card. Of course, one of the newest ones. That's, I suppose, another reason for, if you are opening up a bunch of kegs yourself and trying to figure out how best to use your ore to make that happen. As I was saying, I think, for the most part, find whatever faction you really want to start off with, and maybe master is a strong word, but focus on that faction for the time being, so that way your high rarity cards are going to be for the same faction, just making it easier for you to build a powerful deck from that faction. But beyond that, that's a premium. Beyond that, choosing kegs from whatever the most recent expansion is probably not a terrible idea either. Something, something, power creep, something, something, state of the game. Gives you a better chance of getting better cards, so on and so forth. Oh, that was an unexpected epic over there. I didn't even notice until I heard the sound effect. That's premium. So yeah, as we continue to go through, we'll see some of these numbers over here that indicate this is the number of normal versions, this is the number of premium versions. 12 premium versions of Chameleon? Wow. Oh, that's premium as well. Some of those numbers are going to get huge. So even if we aren't taking mental note of which ones are popping up most frequently, the game will do that a bit for us. That gives us another reason to differentiate between which cards we do or do not want to take, even if a certain point, it makes no meaningful difference. No premiums here. Oh yeah, and as I was saying, so we're close to reaching that next prestige, but the thing is, even though it looks close, we're at 53, and reaching 60 would be the one that would give us that prestige. This is the last prestige, I believe, and we're at the very end of that level system for that prestige, and the amount of experience it takes to level up scales based on how many prestiges you have and based on how far along you've gotten, you know, how high level you are. So to be near the end of the last prestige means that's a lot longer to reach this prestige than it might initially seem. I was gonna say, I saw the double monsters epic, and we were just talking about Scratch Lot. I was about to say, you know, this, speaking of Scratch Lot, is probably a good opportunity to pick him up, and it was. I feel like we're getting a bunch of premiums for that. The Scout 14? Okay, that's not just me. It's not just my imagination. I feel like every time I'm glancing over, I see that those are moving around. I might double check soon to see how many more we have of the... Oh. I almost said Crimson Curse. Cursed Toad variety. There's another Scratch Lot. Also, curious, see another random epic. See the psychology behind the random cards that I pick in this middle set for when it doesn't really make a difference which one we select, because my guess is that it is human nature to pick the center one more often than not. Let's see. Although, try to pick the ones when it is a rarer card. Try to pick the ones we have fewer copies of. Or again, obviously if there's a premium, we'll go for that. I feel like we're... Oh, that is... Okay. Subtle movement, but yes, that is a premium. I feel like we are getting close to the point where we may run out of Cursed Toad, so I might double check that. That was the fourth. Oh, also, hold on. Hold on. Fourth legendary? I've already forgotten what legendary it was, so thank you. Oh, no? The fourth... Something else? That's a premium. Of the cat? Okay, let's double check. We're about halfway through Cursed Toad. And so this just gives you some perspective. Just how many kegs. That's a premium. I'm pretty sure. It's got the frost moving, even if she really isn't. Yeah, that's a sneaky one. Yeah, but to give you some perspective, just how many kegs this is. I mean, we've done, what, a little over 100 now, I think that means? And already feels like we've opened a ton, right? Already feeling like it's been 300, checking to see if we're about to run out. No worries, no worries. All right, let's see. Another premium? So yeah, for this expansion specifically, the only ones that I don't own are legendaries. And I'm not sure we've seen any of those yet. The ones that I have not unlocked yet. That's also a premium of it. I'm suddenly getting a lot of these shady vendors in the premium variety. Granted, they are more animated in their movements, so maybe it's just that every time I see one, it is immediately obvious that it's premium or not premium. And so I'm quick to click on it when I see that. When perhaps with a little more patience, I might see other ones that are also premium, but are a little more subtle. Like that. I don't even know what the premium of this looks like, but apparently we have one of them. Not entirely sure how an inanimate object is animated. Now every time I see this, I'm gonna hesitate. And possibly pick it just to be safe. What's up, Duff? How are you? We are opening up a bazillion, and by bazillion, I mean 1,001 Gwent kegs. So we're gonna be here for a while. We've got a lot of kegs left to open at this point. I think we're over 150. Maybe starting to get somewhat close to 200. What do we have here? No premiums. Oh, there's a random legendary. This might even be Damsel. Damsel! Hey! So that is the card that I revealed a while back now, but that is a card that holds a special place in my heart for that reason. Still makes me happy whenever... Oh, that one is the fourth. That's true. Still makes me happy whenever I see someone else playing that card. Obviously, we already had that one. No premiums. Wait, double chameleon over there. Great RPG that delivers across the board. Gonna need some pro tips. Oh, for PoE. Oh, there's a premium scratch a lot. In fact, my first premium scratch a lot. That's awesome. Yeah, fire away, Duff. Oh, that's also a premium of an inanimate object. Granted, I'm going to be a little zoned out, as you've probably already noticed. But we have... Oh, that's a premium. Plenty of time to pontificate on other topics, I suppose. That's premium. Anora's keeping track specifically of the scratch-a-lots. Still gonna take that whenever I'm not sure. That's a premium. That's also a pretty subtle one. No idea what to ask with so many hours. That's a premium. Yeah, I think PoE... Path of Exile might still be the game that I have the most hours on Steam. Although Gwent is probably coming close if it hasn't overtaken it yet. Honestly, even Mass Effect 3 is probably getting close as well, especially if you combine that with the Legendary Edition. Because that's kind of split, as the multiplayer stuff we stream on Saturdays. That is, Sir, we'll take the scratch a lot of North, don't worry. The multiplayer stuff is on Mass Effect 3, the original version, because unfortunately there's no multiplayer for the Legendary Edition, but if you combine those two together, then it might be getting close as well. For Path of Exile, just gonna jump in, smash stuff, loot some stuff. I mean, that's the way to do it. And once you start to get accustomed to things a bit, there's a lot of detail in the game, of course. You'll start to get a feel for the types of things that interest you, and oh, hold on. I'm gonna proactively bump this number up before I forget. First time I've ever seen... Okay, but if you say this game, I'm not sure if you're referring to Gwent or PoE at this point. Dagon! Oh, wait, no. Okay. Dagon is amazing. I do already have a premium version of it. Torres I already have, and a premium version of it. Svalblood. I do not have Svalblood yet. So this is the first card we've seen thus far. Of all the kegs that we've opened up, this is the first card we've seen that I do not yet own. So that's a big pickup. So, hold on. I have 5 cards, or had 5 cards from this set that I had not yet acquired, and now that checks off one of them. An Odie! Thanks for the raid. How's it going? Were you up to some Mass Effect 3? Mass Effect 3 multiplayer stuff. So right now we are doing some Gwent. We are celebrating the end of the year by opening up 1,000 plus packs. 1,000 plus kegs for Gwent. So whole lot of cards we are going to be seeing here today. We are, and we can double check, but I think we're about 200-ish through. So we still have a ways to go. Made some progress, and just picked up the first card that I had not yet unlocked. Not that many of those that still exist, but that was one of them. Ooh, and hold on, here's another legendary. Hold on, let's increase the counter. It's a bit of a stroke of luck here. We just recently got our previous legendary. Let's see, what'll it be this time? All ones that I own, including Damsel. I mean, I do already now have 2 copies of Damsel, and I only have 1 of the... Okay, we'll take the other. Normally, I might say tiebreaker always goes to Damsel, but we'll hold off. And actually, there might be some of you in chat who have played the, who just came in with Odie, who have played the Damsel in Distress Mass Effect 3 multiplayer challenge that I created, which is in fact based off that specific card. Fun fact. That is where the idea came from. So, that is not a coincidence if that name rings a bell for some of you. So that is the card that we were just talking about a little while ago. It's a card that I revealed for this game, which is really awesome, cool opportunity. That I was fortunate for CDPR and you guys supporting the channel to help me get there and have that opportunity in the first place. Yurui's favorite, Damsel. Yurui, how many times have we played that challenge, and have we ever succeeded? Because I think we've done it at least twice, and I'm not sure that we have ever survived in it. In theory, it doesn't seem like it should be that difficult. That's a premium. And yet, somehow, it always ends up being much more complicated than it seems. That's a premium. That might even be the same premium that we just saw. I think we'll double check in a second just how far through we are. Hold on. Let's double check. All right, so we have 131 left of this, and we're on... Well, I mean, I guess the fastest way to see is we started with 1001, and we're at 810. So yeah, we're almost 200 through. Almost 20%. 3 times and we never survived. I do think the Damsel made it once, yeah. I do think you're right. Didn't seem like such a big deal at the time. It didn't seem like it when I was thinking that one up, that it was going to be all that difficult to pull off. But let's just say it's maybe a good thing that I think we determined that the Paladins do not need to survive. The Damsel, of course, does. But the Paladins, not so much. And if not for that little leniency, we would have never succeeded in that challenge. I mean, still not... I don't think we've ever gotten a perfect completion of it. But it's always fun when we try it out. Thanks, Odie. I hope you are too. Hope everybody's doing all right. Are people all on... Oh, legendary. Hold on. Hold on. Let's increase the count here. Yeah, we've been doing very... Ever since Odie showed up, we've been very lucky. Oh, snap. I mean, we just had this show up with Damsel before, and it was the normal version. I was like, okay, well, we'll take it just because we only had 1 copy of it, but it is now the premium. I mean, we have to take it, right? Renfree, Manor Stark Secret, we have 1 copy of each of these, but you got to take the premium here, I think. Odin, Odie is apparently the luck bringer. We were talking earlier about how we're gonna see a bunch of copies of many of these cards, and well, those are both premiums. And in the past, we had said that there are gonna be some cards that we tend to associate with bringing us luck, and other cards that we associate with bringing us bad luck. Maybe it's not the cards this time, though. Maybe it's Odie. Maybe it's just Odie is the one that provides us all the luck. I suppose while people are here who are doing Mass Effect 3 stuff, so obviously right now, we are playing Gwent. We are opening up Kegs for Gwent, more specifically. Usually this is a card game that you actually play, but in this case, Odie, my goodness! Odie, you might need to enter the lottery. Because this is kind of insane. Okay, Svalbard was one of the cards we were missing before. But we did get it earlier today. And every other card here we've seen once, or we already have one copy of. We'll go Golden Necker. Quick note that I do also, like Odie, do some Mass Effect 3 stuff, and we will be doing that tomorrow. I think there was some question of, tomorrow's not New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. So I think there was some question as to whether I was gonna end up streaming then or not. That's a premium. I think I will, but I think I'm gonna keep it short. But I think we will be doing a little bit of Mass Effect 3 tomorrow, just as a heads up. Assuming that is assuming, caveat, assuming that this doesn't completely destroy my voice doing all this stuff here and now, today. As we were saying in the past, opening up 1,000+ cards took us 6 hours. I think we are going a little bit faster this time. I think we are, because I'm trying to zoom through a little bit more, and when we have stuff to talk about, continue opening cards up even as we are doing the talking, because we said it was 18 or so seconds per keg last time, which led to 6 hours, and it certainly feels like we're going much faster than that this time. Probably, takes longer when you find some of those big kegs with the legendaries in them and you're stopping to think about which ones you want to take, or premiums, or what have you. And as we were saying before, there are fewer cards at this stage that I do not already own. So there's probably a little bit less than that happening. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yurui, you're scaring me. Ooh. My goodness. My goodness. I think we started off slow. But we have been on fire ever since Odie showed up. All right. We did take Golden Necker last time. We do already have a copy of all these cards. Let's go Siggy now. It always, apparently, always seems to happen that whenever we do get one of those really rare cards, a legendary, something like that, and we have to choose between which ones to take, the one that we pick is always the one that shows up next time that rarity pops up. But so be it. A legendary is a legendary, no matter how you slice it. For the Troll Porter. No premiums, I don't think. More epics. Still no premiums? Alright, okay, we can still see the number in that top right corner even when we're in the middle of opening kegs. That's definitely a good frame of reference. The luck continues. The luck continues to shine upon us. What is it this time? Okay. I think we go Dagon. Dagon's too cool of a card not to take. Too cool of a card not to take. We'll probably come up with a Mass Effect challenge based on Dagon, because it is such an interesting card and interesting character from The Witcher. Someone remind me of that tomorrow, and I'll see if I can scheme something. It'll probably take me longer to scheme something up, but just so I don't lose that train of thought. No premiums? I still, to this day, don't know what that premium looks like, so I don't know. premiums here. Yeah, so Dagon, legendary card, one that probably next to Renfrey was the card that people in this game had waited the longest for it to finally get released. No premiums. And so it's basically like this big Cthulhu sea god thing. That's a premium. In The Witcher 1, which is the one that it comes from, the original game, Gwent is based on The Witcher, in case people didn't know that. The Witcher 1 is the game where Dagon comes from. Basically, he's a boss that you fight. Witcher 1 spoilers incoming, I suppose. He's a boss that you fight. Minor spoilers. It requires that rather than attacking him directly, you need to attack his minions to weaken him first. Actually, that's the only way you can deal damage to him at all, because he is a god. It's not like you can directly harm a god by, even if you're trying to poke it with a magical sword. And so in Gwent, that's a premium. He actually transforms. He has 2 different sets of abilities. In his first form, you basically sacrifice other cards to make him stronger. Whereas in his latter form, the longer he's on the board, he becomes more powerful until eventually you actually want to destroy him, sacrifice him, and he will create a copy of himself, in addition to a bunch of other things. So I'm gonna have to think that one over and figure out how that can translate into Mass Effect. But there's enough to build off there that we can probably scheme something up. Tell that to Kratos, true. Never played God of War, actually, but I'm at least familiar enough to know that is what he does. We are, for what it's worth, I think right now, a quarter of the way through. That is another legendary, of course. So that means in 250 cards, or rather in 250 kegs, we've gotten 11-ish legendaries. So about a legendary every 25 kegs. I don't know. That's a good thing or bad. That's one of the other cards we need. One of the other ones that I do not have. No premiums here, so really no reason not to take him. So that's huge. That's big. To check that one off, that means there are now, I believe, only 3 cards remaining in this set that we do not own. Obviously, we could still get premiums of one that we already have that, like this, we may not already own. So there's still improvements we can make in that way. But we are getting close. As I was saying in the past, when we did something like this, opening up card or kegs for a new expansion, we'll take Scratch a Lot for you, Nor. It took us about 300 cards before we got all of them. I think the last legendary from Price of Power that we got was Chapter Wizards, I think was the one that eluded us the longest. Ooh, that's a premium. So we'll see what it is this time. The 3 cards we are missing are, I've just done abbreviated names for them, but I think it's Saint Gregory, which is a Syndicate card. That's a premium. So that's one. It is Ardfiend, which is a Nilfgaard card. And it is Erendite, which is a neutral. Those are the 3 that we don't have from this set. All of those are legendaries, so it is going to be difficult to get them, of course. But we shall see. There's another Scratch-A-Lot. I don't know, is Scratch-A-Lot bringing us good luck? I hope so. Ooh, I would say so. I might say so. Maybe we're onto something here. There's Ardfiend. One of the ones I was just saying. This is the Nilfgaard one that we were missing. Okay. Absolutely going to take that. No premiums, so no reason not to go for it. All right. Nice. Check that one off the list, so now it is St. Gregory, which is a Syndicate card, and Arendite, which is a neutral, are the only two that we are missing from this set. No premiums? Yeah, I don't know. I think Scratch-A-Lot is a good omen by the looks of things. That's a premium? So maybe we do make a point of picking up Scratch-A-Lot whenever we can. He is an epic, and we've already gotten all the epics. So there isn't ever really a reason not to take him if he shows up in the middle, other than if something else is premium and he isn't. That's premium, I think. Should go for the mirror, though, because I, again, still don't know what that actually is supposed to look like for the premium version. Getting a little cold at the moment. I mean, we had such good luck before. I feel like we're a little spoiled now. There's Ulula. He's an epic that we were not even expecting to get. She's not in the middle. That's a little bit of good luck there, I suppose. Okay, we are approaching the 300 keg threshold, which is significant because we have a little more than 300 of this type of keg. There's... oh, this might be Scratch-A-Lot. It is. All right. See if he delivers this time as well. Last time, the next keg gave us a legendary. Gave us an epic. That's something. Not quite as good this time. Legendary, or rather, premium. Oh, okay. It's an unexpected epic. Another unexpected epic. Ooh, more epics, okay. Gotta go for the Scratch-A-Lot, right? Maybe it matters if it's a Scratch-A-Lot on the side that we're just getting automatically versus one that we make a point of choosing. Maybe that's what matters. Maybe that's what matters. No premiums? So this is a lot of epics. All of a sudden, a whole lot of epics. Okay, that's been a pretty good streak. Mostly epics, but still getting a legendary in there as well. What is it this time? We've also, for the legendaries, had a pretty good stroke of luck with getting the ones that we do not yet own. Does that continue here? No. We got Dagon before. We could go Renfrey. Let's go Renfrey. That's the other card, as I was saying. Those two are there, Renfrey and Dagon, the ones that I think, in general, the player base have been waiting the longest to finally get the chance to use. So I don't know, are we attributing that one to Scratch-A-Lot again? Is that close enough to Scratch-A-Lot for that to count? Is he still delivering for us? No premiums. But more epics. Still no premiums. Like to think that it's all up to Scratch-A-Lot. Okay, tell you what we might do. So we already purchased 1,000 kegs, right? So we have all those lined up. One thing we may have wanted to have done was, rather than cash in our 1,000 right off the bat, may have wanted to wait and see just how many it would take for us to get that last 1 or 2 cards we needed from the set. Because as I was saying, at this point, it is 2, I think, right? It's Gregory and Arendite, yeah. So we need 2 more. And we are close to going through the entirety of these. Oh, that's a premium. And our first premium for this card. Okay, that's a nice pickup, because that's an epic. So yeah, we don't have too many more from this set. That's an unexpected epic. This is also an epic, but no premiums. It's like, that's 300 right there. Technically 301 that we've done now, which means we have just 21 left. So are we gonna get the last 2 that we need from this set, or might we need to have invested further in this specific set in order to get them? So it might have made sense, rather than pushing all of our chips in the middle of the table right off the bat into specific categories, might have made sense to play it a little bit more by ear and see if we were going to get everything we were looking for from this set before we start purchasing from other categories. So we said we were just about averaging a legendary per 25 kegs. And we now have less than 25 kegs remaining for this category. So we would have to get pretty lucky, and not to mention they'd have to be the specific ones that we need if we are to meet that criteria. I mean, we have to take Scratch-A-Lot, and this is where we're putting him to the test. Scratch-A-Lot needs to deliver here. Very much needs to deliver. He did not here, though. Not that time. But maybe we just need to be a little more patient. That's a premium, at least. So is that. Oh no. It's not looking good. Don't think it's looking good right now. There is still the chance that we could get those cards from the different kegs that we have. It's what? It's a syndicate card, and it's a neutral card. The problem is, as I was saying before, this set has like 86 cards in it, I think. Which means you're gonna get a lot of repeats, but it also means you have, oh, well, it's unexpected legendary, but not a kind we really needed. So you're gonna see more repeats, but it also means you're more likely to find the specific cards you're looking for, because there's just fewer cards in general. So statistically, that's just kind of the nature of it. Whereas once we start going to the other categories, yes, it is still possible to get some of those other cards, newer cards that are missing. Is that a premium? It might be. Apparently we have 0 premiums of this, which is very surprising to me. Is he moving? He is moving. Have I updated the legendary count? Oh no, I didn't. I didn't for Rune Mage just then, did I? Hold on. Let's double check. We have 3 of the Cursed Toad set kegs remaining, and we have 2 legendaries that we still need. It's St. Gregory and it's Arendite. Can we get them? Not here. May still see them pop up in the Syndicate and Neutral keg sets later on, but that remains to be seen. I think this is now our last one. This is our last Cursed Toad set keg. No legendaries. Wow, okay, so there you have it. This time around, it did take more than 300 to get the ones we needed. So we'll see where that leaves us, but I think now we'll go from, that was the most recent expansion. Now we'll go for the most generic, straightforward, ultimate keg. I believe this basically can give us any card, so I mean, theoretically, that would suggest it is possible for us to get those new cards, but it also means that there is the largest possible number of outcomes from this set, so the least likely to get one specific card that you're looking for. So we'll go for this next. Watch it be like those cards that we were missing. We're gonna get them at the very end from the premium kegs. For good measure. So we have a lot of these. We had 100, a little over 140, I think. I will never take Kingslayer. So, unlikely we see any one specific card here. There are still cards from other categories that I have not unlocked. As I was saying, 2 from the most recent expansion, yes, but there are a small number of other cards that I still don't have as well. So it is possible for us to get new cards of a different variety. I actually, oddly enough, I was wondering if I was going to get a second Oxenford Scholar. This is just a rare neutral card, so not very difficult to get. But for over a year, I only had one copy of this card. So it was, I think it is the single card that is not a legendary or an epic that I had not gotten both copies of. So I was wondering if it was just going to permanently be that just one very odd card that always eluded me. I mean, it's a terrible card, so I never had a point of crafting the second copy of it, but I was curious if we'd see this pop up. I guess we'll take it. Does feel like it has been... Yeah, there you see there's a card from the most recent expansion, so still possible, as I said, just drawing from the largest pool here, so less likely to get the specific ones we're looking for. But it does feel like it's been a little while since we've gotten a legendary now. There's what, Rune Mage? Wasn't even in the center. It's our most recent one, I think. Oh no. So as I was saying, in the past, we had done this a year ago with the Price Power expansion, and there were some cards that we associated with good luck, some cards we associated with bad luck. Alumni was the one that was bad luck. So that's not a good sign. But maybe times have changed. Maybe times have changed. Maybe times have changed. Who knows? Still a while since our last legendary. Getting some of the epics, at least. Fair number of epics at this point. There are some epics that I do not own. I had all of them from the most recent set. But now that we are broadening our scope a bit, there are some epics, as we saw. One rare that I didn't have, but we've gotten the rare. Mostly legendaries, of course, but a few epics that I don't own. I was about to say, it really feels like we were getting cold, though. All right, here is the legendary. There's Chapter Wizards. Okay, so hold on. Let me update the number. That was the last legendary card that we got. Or the one that took us the longest to get last year when we did this 1,000+ keg opening session. So I feel like even though we have 2 of these and only one of these 2 guys, I feel like we have to take Chapter Wizards here. If we believe in the heart of the cards, I think we have to take Chapter Wizards. And fitting that that was the one where it might have been the longest span in between legendaries before we eventually saw one again. War Council, I do have some of those epics that I've not unlocked yet. Some of them are, at least one of them, is a Nilfgaard card. So for a second there, I was hesitating like, ooh, could that be it? So I know Rainfarn is one of them. There might be more, though. And I have it written down. I can double check later if necessary. It's just off the top of my head. There's one legendary Scoia'tael card in the entire game that I don't have. For those of you who are Gwent aficionados, perhaps you can guess what that legendary card is. I think you might be able to. Just imagine if there's one single Scoia'tael card, and it's a legendary, that Lids doesn't have. What would it be? What would it be? Ask yourself that, and I think you might be able to get the right answer. It might even be your first guess. Feels like it's been a while since we've seen premiums in this middle slot as well. It's another card from the most recent set, so again, it will occasionally happen. It's not, and I mean, that is too. Just not with that much reliability. Okay, back to epics. Oh, Cyprian Wiley, there's one of the epics that I didn't have. A neutral, but no premiums here, so no reason not to take him. So again, a few of the epics. Not a lot, but a few. Let me check that one off. All right, nice. Also, I'm pretty sure, for what it's worth, rather than clicking on these individual cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, that I can just click on the centerpiece repeatedly, but that's way less dramatic. But yeah, oh no, it does it all at once. Yeah, that is much faster. It is technically much faster, though still not sure if I prefer that. It's definitely much faster. I don't know. How do we feel about that? Feels less dramatic. But it does perhaps cut the amount of time it takes to do this in half, which is also a compelling argument. But if we see legendaries and epics, then no. Then maybe that's when we'll go one by one. But if it's just a whole bunch of commons and what have you, then no. Then maybe that doesn't make much of a difference. We can just zoom through. What do we have here? Nothing notable. Nothing we didn't already have, or no premiums or anything like that. This time, already have them all, no premiums, okay. Proceed. First premium card that I ever crafted on Crit Greysword, fun fact. Wanted it to be a Temerian Drummer, but I think because Temerian Drummer is from the base set of cards, you technically are not allowed to premiumify that unless and until you get an extra copy of it. So I was not able to do so, and instead settled for that guy right there, the Greatsword. Nothing notable here, but Herkia is my favorite of those, so we'll take Herkia. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Increase the counter. What will it be this time? What will it be this time? What do we have? All cards we have, for a second there, it looked like Stick of Castle might have been premium, but I don't think it is. Okay, so it shouldn't really matter. In this case, we'll go Vincent. No premiums. Yeah, what do we think, chat? Do we prefer the all-in-one approach like this, or the individual 1, 2, 3, 4 reveal methodology? This, case being that it's faster, especially when it's all relatively common stuff, or the individual 1 by 1 like that. Still don't know what the premium looks like. I think that little fire there, or the candle, that's gonna be the telltale sign, right? Presumably that moves in the animated version. But I'm still gonna click on it when in doubt. Okay, back to epics. For a second that looked premium, but I don't think it is. Or epics. Still no premiums. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say, a lot of epics recently. Own all of them, no premiums. Starting to feel like it's been a little while since our most recent legendary, though. So perhaps we're a little bit overdue there. We might be starting to... Oh, okay, so there's an unexpected epic. We'll open these one by one. Penitence, okay, already have it, but definitely still a decent pickup. Okay, Orb of Insight was one of the cards that was good luck last time around. So maybe that means we're going to get our legendary soon. We have what? I might have seen... Is it 73 still of this category? Out of the corner of my eye there? Yeah, 72 now. Okay. Okay, here's the legendary. Hold on. Hold on. Increase the counter. Increase that counter. Not that much. Not that much. I wish. I wish. What's up, Virtual? How's it going? All in one you think is better? It's definitely faster. It's definitely faster. Let's see. We have them all. No premiums. So we'll just take one of them. Skip all common things. Actually, how long have I played Gwent for? Let's see, I played Gwent... Ooh. When? Hold on. So I think of it relative to when I started playing The Witcher. So I can think of it in relative terms. Not sure I could put a date on it. Hold on. So we did... Pyre was the first game we played at the end of... What year would that have been? 2019? Hades, end of 2019 as well. Then 2020, I want to say, was the year that we started doing Witcher 1, then 2, then 3. And I think we started playing Gwent right around fairly soon after I started The Witcher 3, which I want to say means around maybe June of 2020. I might be totally off with that. That's at least closest guess I can make, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. Seems about right. Because, yeah, first few months I was basically just doing Northern Realms only. Then occasionally started testing out just doing like 1 or 2 games in the seasonal events. No premiums? No premiums. But still only with Northern Realms. And then after that, started to get a little more experimental with other decks, other factions. Multiple... different decks per event and what have you. No, never alumni. Bad luck. Probably, maybe. Ooh, premium. Yeah, definitely way after beta, for sure, for sure. In the grand scheme of things, relative to other Gwent people, I was definitely a late adopter. Ooh, that's premium. Oh, that was a rare. Because I also was, I was very much a late adopter for The Witcher 3. Also a premium. Game came out in what, 2015? And I started playing it in, also premium, in 2020, I think. So I was several years behind the curve there. And by extension, several years behind the curve for Gwent as well. That was, no, we knew we were gonna get a premium. So, oh, Armory! Okay, that's one of the epics we do not own. Okay, as I said, there are a few of those. And we've gotten many of them. Let me just check that one off. Even write that one down. I did. Okay, for a second there, I was like, did I just not even account for that one? No, okay. So that's definitely good. Had pretty good luck with the epics. Oh, epics being the ones we wanted. Double legendary. Hold on, this is big. This is big. 2 legendaries in 1 pack. What are we gonna... Okay, this one we have to do one by one. Okay, so what is this? It's Yigurn. Okay, okay. Already have it. Already have all these as well, but let's see. No premiums, unfortunately. Selkirk, Fukusia. I guess we have 2 Fukusias, even though she's arguably the best card of this group. We'll take Selkirk. Take our Knights. Oh, okay. Okay, then. We are in a dry spell no longer. What do we have here? There's a legendary we don't have. Geraltard. All right, we are red hot right now. Red hot right now. Check that one off. And that's a neutral that we didn't have. Those are hard to get because, as I was saying, depends a little bit on how many cards there are in a given category. You know, if it's for the specific expansion, then you're trying to get 1 out of 86 or something like that cards. Okay, you know, that's not terrible. Whereas for neutrals, there's like 300 cards. So the odds there are much tougher. See, no premiums. Oh, but we don't have Ulbrich. We don't have Ulbrich. That is another one of the epics that we don't have. Check that one off. Okay, it has been checked. I almost did not click on it. Having pretty good luck with these random kegs, or the totally open-ended kegs at this point. For a while there, at the beginning, did not seem like things were working in our favor, but no longer is that so. I think we're getting close to running out of these kegs. Let me double check. 37 more. Again, this is the most general, the broadest of all the various types of kegs we can get. No premiums, nothing we didn't already own there. So this one, least likely to give us the stuff that we wanted, although we've, again, for that reason, still fared pretty well with them, seemingly, toward the latter half. Okay, what do we get here? Okay, we have all these. No premiums, yeah. Yeah, the big thing I think is going to be, it may prove difficult. We have all these, no premiums. Okay, might still prove difficult to get those last couple of cards from the most recent expansion that we don't yet have. So we'll see if those do end up popping up later, or if we missed our chance. Oh, again, another one of the epics that we don't have. Frenzied Dow. I mean, generally speaking, they are the epics that you don't often have much reason to craft them. So if I didn't happen to get them in a keg, I just never bothered. But add that one to the list. Hold on. That one off. So yeah, doing very well from an epic standpoint at this point. I know there's still Rainfarn for Nilfgaard, off the top of my head, is definitely an epic that we still don't have. But at this point, he might be the only, or one of the only ones that we don't have of the epic variety. Legendaries, obviously, still, there are several of those, but I mean, even if we can just check off all the epics, that'd be great. Second, one of those looked premium, but I don't think any of them were. Okay, hold on, epics. Have them all, but only one of Della, so let's take him. More epics. Nothing new here, though. We'll take Freak Show. Don't think any of those were premiums. Oh, increase the counter. Increase the counter. What are we gonna get here? What are we gonna get here? Okay, we have them all. No premiums. All right, let's go. Let's go Collusion. Okay, Orb of Insight was good luck in the past. We have to take that. Does that continue to be true, though? Not initially here, at least. There's not much coming from these kegs at the moment. That might have been premium, is it? I mean, another inanimate object. I think it is premium. The movement is almost non-existent, but I'm pretty sure that chain is sliding ever so slightly. There does still feel like we did get one legendary, right? A while back. Okay. No premiums, have them all already. Okay. Just take more far. Oh, it's an unexpected epic over there. Snuck past me. Dire Mutated Hound, we do have it. That's certainly nice to get an unexpected epic. And now with the choices, have them all, no premiums. Okay, so shouldn't matter much. I think we now only have 5 of these types of kegs left. If I'm seeing that number out of the corner of my eye correctly there. So that means after we've finished these, we're going to go back to having more specialized kegs. Really, Plague Maiden was one of the first ones you premiumified. Removed all the rats, huh? Didn't notice that. It was a card that I think for a long time I did not have, and then eventually I did actually craft it with scraps. So I think I was looking to mess around with a Death Wish deck of sorts and wanted to try that one out. That might have been our last keg of that variety. No, we've one more. Okay. Anything good here? It doesn't really look like it. Okay. So, let's assess which category we want to go to next. I'm thinking, so we have the faction-specific kegs. We do have a little bit of expansion kegs. We're definitely going to save the premiums for last. I think we might just go with the faction-specific kegs now. So those are the ones I think we have the biggest chunks of. Besides, actually, premium might have. I know, it's definitely faction-specific kegs. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. We'll just go down the group here. So monsters, I have one monsters card. Technically, one monsters and one hybrid monster syndicate card that I'm missing. So there's not a lot here that we're looking for outside of just premiums. Oh. Well, that snuck past. I saw it out of the corner of my eye as soon as I clicked on this, but okay. Unexpected Kikimore Queen. That's nice. Do already have her. No premium. As I was saying, not a lot here that we are missing for monsters. So not expecting too much out of the ordinary. See? Winter Queen. No premiums. Those all vampires? I think they were all vampires. That was thematically fitting at the very least. Kind of funny. No premiums. Okay, epics. Oh, okay, you're a premium. That's something. Actually, a pretty cool premium at that. I like that. That's very good art. That's very good. Whoa, that's awesome. That is fantastic. Okay. I did not know the 3D art look, or the animated art looked like that. Raucous Behemoth. I really like that art. And that actually, yeah, that is what that enemy does when you face him up. That is, yeah. Fitting. Dramatic. Looks good. Good stuff. Oh, +1 to the count. Did I forget to up the counter? Are we at a 22 now? Did I miss one? What was it? What was the... Oh, right, the Kikimore Queen. Kikimore Queen I didn't add. You're right. Yeah, there we go. You are totally right. Yeah, snuck past us in more than one way, I suppose. Oh, epics, okay. There are no epics that we have unclaimed, but Scratchlot has been good luck, or at least we suspect he's bringing us good luck today. So we'll take him. Although, early indications are not great. Scratchlot, don't do us like this, man. Don't do us like this. Scratchlot. In our hour of need. How could he? How could you, Scratchlot? So ashamed of you. So ashamed of you, Scratchlot. This is unacceptable. Not even premiums. Not even premium, Scratchlot. There's no defense for this. I would ask you what your excuse... There are no excuses. No premiums here. Okay. Obviously have all of them. Again, the one card, or technically 1.5 cards for monsters that we don't have are legendaries. One of them is a Hybrid Monsters Syndicate card. That one you can probably guess what it is. The monster-specific one, you might be able to guess it. Maybe. Be a little bit tough. The Scoia'tael one, I think, is the easiest to guess. Again, there's one Scoia'tael card that I don't have. It's a legendary, and I think there's a pretty good chance you can guess what it is. If not with your first guess, then probably at least your second or your third. Yeah, I'm also not sure how many... There are only a few Hybrid Monster Syndicate cards, right? And Tatterwing is one of them, and that is it. Or one of the... That's the half card. Because there's Pugo, right? But he's an epic. So Tatterwing might be the only legendary. It is Hybrid Monster Syndicate. I don't remember if there are any others. In general, there's one epic and one legendary for all the Syndicate hybrids, right? For each faction, that is. I think. Maybe there's an exception to that. Okay. Nothing of particular note here, though. And for what it's worth, we are getting very close to halfway through. This is the halfway mark, and it's a legendary. It is a legendary. Okay. Good sign. Again, there are only one or two, 1.5-ish legendaries that we need for monsters. And these are not them. Is that premium? I don't think so. But I'll take it just in case. No. Okay. Oh! Okay. Well. Attempt number 2. Hold on. I'm wondering if it's gonna be like, what, Melusine? Something that's themed with sirens. Melusine? Oh no, well, Melusine's Skelga, obviously. No premiums. Nothing that we do not already have. I think I saw at this point there. Oh, that's premium. Now about 15 more monsters kegs. Oh, okay, unexpected. Epic, hold on. Nithral, okay, sure. Again, we have all the epics for monsters, so that's never going to give us anything new, but chance of a premium at the very least. Speaking of premiums. Nope, nothing there. Okay, running low on monsters. So if there was a chance of us getting that 1.5 monsters legendary cards that we were looking for, we are running out of time for that to happen. So I'm not even sure at this point. We might be at the point where, oh no, we still have the premium kegs. Some of those could give us cards from any set. So I was gonna say that it might not even be possible to get any monsters cards after this, but no, it is still possible. No premiums there, nothing we didn't already have. Yeah, again, very unlikely in that case, because at that point it is a humongous pool that it would be drawn from. Oh, unexpected Intriga Queen. Epic over there. This might be the last monsters keg, and unfortunately, not finishing strong by the looks of things. So, oh no! I accidentally opened up a premium keg here, but hey, it had a legendary in it, so you know what? It was the last monsters keg. Now it is a premium that I meant to save for the very end. It is not. It is not Milva Sharpshooter. Okay, hold on. These should all be premiums and a premium legendary. So that's very likely that this will give us, at very least, a premium legendary that we do not already have. If not, a legendary card that we do not have the premium version of at this point. But if it's an entirely new legendary, that'd obviously be amazing. Okay, we have all of them. But which one do we care the most about? Slash, which one has the best art? I love the Ellerin art. I do very much like the Ellerin art. Saris is probably the best card. Nah, we'll take Ellerin. We'll take Ellerin. Okay, I'm not going to open the next keg of this category because I want to save these premium kegs for the end because I feel like that's the best way to finish on a high note. So, okay. Actually, the biggest category we have remaining is neutral because we have the most neutral cards that we had not unlocked. So I deliberately got more kegs for that than the other factions. Maybe we go to neutral for that reason. Maybe we do that. Especially because that way, if we get to these kegs that can give us cards of any variety, we have a good sense of, okay, should we go the neutral route? Should we go the Scoia'tael route? So on and so forth. We have a much better sense then. So I think we do this next. And in general, I think it's probably best to start with the ones that have the most of that type and then work our way down to the ones we only have a couple of and what have you. So let's go neutral here. As I was saying before, in general, neutral kegs are not a type of keg that you should make much of a point of acquiring. General idea is that neutrals are weaker than faction-specific cards. And in large part because you can put them in any deck, so if neutrals were better than faction-specific cards, then everyone would just run entirely neutral decks and factions wouldn't really matter. I guess you could make the case for that from a design standpoint, so that's the logic behind it. But I picked a lot of them up because although usually you would want to focus on... There's an unexpected epic. That's premium. Although you might not usually want to open up kegs for these early on when you don't have that many cards unlocked, you'd probably prefer to specialize in a specific faction. In this case, I have most of the cards of the game unlocked already. And so, you know, in theory, I have enough resources. Certainly after this keg opening session, we'll have enough resources to craft any cards that I do not yet have. But most of the cards that I don't have are neutrals. It is the largest set of all the factions, if you want to call it that. So, I mean, it makes sense in that way. And it's probably the one that I've opened the least kegs for in the past, for that same reason. So generally, you'd open up a specific faction keg, not neutral, whichever one you want to specialize in, and then to the extent that you have a few neutrals that you really want, you just craft those with your scraps. That is sort of the consensus opinion as to what the best way to approach keg opening in general is, at least early on. Because there are some good neutrals, but for the most part, they are epics and legendaries, and rather than... This was the... How do we already have 6 of this guy? Must have gotten a bunch, and I wasn't even noticing it from the previous general category, because this was the one that was the single rare card that I only had 1 copy of. Everything else that I was missing was an epic or a legendary, which is what you would normally expect, of course, but just further evidence of how I was not opening neutral kegs and never had a reason to craft that guy. And that's why it's a good example of why you wouldn't want to open neutral kegs in general, because you're gonna get a bunch of cards like that guy who are generally not great. And so why waste your ore on kegs that are gonna give you what are on average weaker cards when you can instead pinpoint the specific ones that you want with your scraps and spend your ore on the specific faction that you like most. I always forget that Ethereal is a neutral card. To me, I always associate this guy with monsters. When that first came out, that was a really strong card. Oh, hold on. It has since been nerfed and power crept, I think, but... Sneaky scholars. All right, what do we have here? Oh, well, and this is why. This is why I got a fair number of neutral kegs, because, as I was saying, it is the category for which we are missing the most cards, Triss being one of them. So we will definitely take her. Check that one off. Nice. Very nice. Oh, hold on, my pen fell. Okay, epics while we're at it. Oh, also technically a Triss-based card, but also one that we didn't have, and also one that happens to be premium. We will absolutely take it. The neutrals take the longest to track. There's again, the longest list of neutrals that I don't have, so it takes a little bit longer for me to track down on my list that I've written down here. There it is. A little longer to track down where those ones are. Okay. I think those 2 cards in and of themselves make this neutral opening keg components a relative success. Of course, we still have, I imagine, a fair number of these remaining, and so would hope we can still nab 1 or 2 more. At this point, there's got to be still some neutral or some epics, I think. Hold on. Okay, I already have marching orders. Probably still a few epics, but for the most part, it's going to be legendaries. Speaking of which, hold on. Bump this one up. Did I bump it up for Triss? Did I go up to... Did I account for her in our number that we're counting there? Pretty obvious choice here. We have all these cards, and one of them is a premium, the others are not, and that's a pretty good premium for Yen. Think we did? Okay. Yeah, so of course, when it comes to cards that we already have, the premiums are the next best thing. For a second, that looked premium. That is premium, though. epics. Okay, nothing new here. No premiums. Or epics, though. That's a premium. Ooh, and so is that. And it's a card that I don't have. Yes, we do have more epics of the neutral variety that I do not own. That's one of them. And once again, better still, it's a premium version. All right, hold on. Now this. Check off Ockfist. That's a tongue twister. All right, definitely. Ooh, more epics still. And another one. Definitely successful in that case. From a neutral standpoint. No premium this time, but I will take it. Once I find where I wrote it down. There it is. So yeah, obviously the epics, they take less to craft, resource-wise, so it's not as big of a deal. Relative to the... I mean, we gotta take the Scholar, right? Now that we've acknowledged what we were talking about before. Oh, that was unexpected. And it was one of the ones that I don't have. Okay. So we are getting very lucky from an epic standpoint. We have all these. Are we, or was that +1 in response to the Scholar? Are we keeping track of those as well at this point? Or did I miss a legendary once again? Wasn't a scratch lot, but there's another Scholar while we're at it. Didn't have Maxi. That's, of all the neutral cards, maybe neutral epic cards. I know that's one that people do tend to like to throw in their decks. She's not bad. She's not bad. But I did not have her. Where did I write down her name, though? Because I am not seeing it. Hold on. Jane Glory, Axie, Olga, Bloodlust, Betsy, Ragnarok, Moral, Cosimo, Wolfsbane, Unicorn, Pyronex, Trial the Grasses, Musicians, Basilisk Venom, Muzzle, Arendite. I did not write her down. That's why I can't find it. Well, that's another one that I didn't have. Didn't count the premium Ockfist. Oh, it was an epic though. It was an epic though. I didn't have it, and it was premium, but it was an epic. Oh, I saw the glowiness there. I was like, oh, we didn't have this one either. No, that's just premium copy we already have. We already own all these guys, though. That's premium. Imagine premium copies of cards that give row effects, giving you premium versions of row effects. And I'm not sure what that would really mean, because row effects are already animated, but... you know, okay, maybe I didn't think it that far out. How many more neutral kegs do we have? Because I mean, maybe it's just that there are all these epics that we still needed. But it does make it seem like we're having pretty good luck with these. Not a lot of legendaries, though. Good luck with the epics, but not as much with the legendaries. Maybe that's about to change. We did get a Triss that we'd never had, and we got an animated Yen, so it's still not bad by any means. Okay, we have all of them and no premiums. Okay, so it doesn't really make a difference. More epics. Own them all. No premiums. Now, I'm pretty sure Ockfist is an epic, I think. I have never really played it before, though, obviously, so don't quote me on that. All right. Just gonna double check how many we have. This type, that's Nilfgaard. Where are we? Neutral. 97. Okay. So yeah, we got a lot of these. So we still have a lot more to go. We still have a lot of cards that we've not unlocked from this category, though. This is the category with the most stuff we are missing. So that was the plan. Okay, back to the epics. No premiums. We have copies of all of them. I mean, you gotta take Roach, though, right? Can't say no to Roach. This time, have them all. No premiums. Armory was one we got today for the first time. So maybe we take that. Oh, okay. More epics. Still already own them. No premiums. I'm actually surprised how many duplicates we're getting for neutrals, given how large of a set it is. I guess still makes sense. Commons are the rares, but what about the epics? This is another one that we only got for the first time today, so I feel like we take that. More epics. No premiums. Okay. It's no big deal. Oh, unexpected Troll Porter. We've seen several of him today. He is from the most recent expansion, so that probably, by and large, the reason for that. Like so many of these scale shields. Okay, a lot of Witchers. I guess we'll go with Leo. Oh! Unexpected legendary, and it's one that we were missing. It's all gone. It's all gone. Oh man, that's the second, at least the second time we've gotten one of those unexpected cards where we did not open it up individually, and it happened to be one that we needed. That's a legendary. That's a legendary. So that needs to bump up the counter then. That is definitely a nice pickup, and he recently got reworked and buffed, right? Sneaky All-God. Maybe the first time anyone has ever said the phrase Sneaky All-God. But we'll take it. Alright, I know we said we had to take Roach last time. I mean, we still have to take Roach this time. It's just the right thing to do. Okay, no premiums. That's a premium. Oh, I should. Oh no, I should have taken him. The Scholar. He was too sneaky. He wasn't even in the sneaky spot, but I still didn't click on him. Gonna have to make it up to the Scholar at some point somehow. Not sure how, but we will have to. Yeah, I added the +1 for All God, right? I did it slightly after I clicked on him. Pretty sure I did. Nothing new here. No premiums. Okay. Pretty sure I added it for All God. All God. Aguara? Wait, what? What? When did we get Aguara? Did it sneak up on? Was it a sneaky Aguara that I just totally missed? Aguara snuck up on us? Well, I honestly didn't see it. I totally, the sneakiest card thus far then. No, I honestly did not even see it. Honestly did not even see it. Yeah, I already have it, but a legendary nonetheless. Okay. Wow. No premiums there. All stuff we already had, but... Yeah, isn't Aguara technically a card that's supposed to be sneaky, or a character that's supposed to be sneaky as well? So that one actually does feel fitting. All God, Sneaky All God was just silly. But Sneaky Aguara, I think, actually does make canonical sense. Well, that's another premium Mahakamail. That's a good premium card. It's on the right-hand side. Yeah, I'd be curious to see where the sneaky cards tend to be when they actually do sneak up on me. Okay, Maxi was one that we only got for the first time today, so I feel like we take her, because nothing is premium. I can't exactly say I know what a premium decoy is going to look like. I think we take Maxi there. Okay, we need to take Scholar. I need to make it up to the Scholar, because I skipped him last time. Accident. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe I was all distracted by the Oxenford Scholar sneaking up and missing it. And it just set up Aguara. Maybe that was my punishment. My punishment for missing the Oxenford Scholar before. I bet it was. Okay, epics. Oh, premium Saraquan. That's a pretty good premium. I mean, he looks... I mean, obviously, he's not, like, ferociously pouncing on anyone or anything like that, but he looks foreboding. Oh, and this is also... Oh, but this is also a card that we didn't have until earlier today. I mean, we picked up a second copy of it. I think we have to take the premium still. Might technically be bad luck, but I think we still have to take the premium. Okay, more epics. This is not the one that we... Oh, this is a card that we didn't have until earlier today. So let's take that. Get our good luck back. Ooh, sneaky prize winning cow. Okay, more epics. Aukfist, we got the premium version. Oh, what? I was about to say, this is a card that we did not have until earlier today, and we got the premium version. Here's our confirmation that it is an epic, but Musicians of Blaviken. We did not have it. We did not have it. I came so close to just immediately clicking on Aukfist there. So close to immediately clicking on it. Musicians. Check that one off. Oh, that was not a deliberate click on the Scholar, but it's a good thing that I did end up randomly choosing him there, because... Oh, and there's a random Marigold, Sneaky Marigold, which is one that we got for the first time today. Another one that we immediately got the premium version of, which was quite a nice little surprise. Hopefully that brings us some more good luck here. Oh no, I missed the Scholar again! Oh no, we're doomed. We're doomed. I missed the Scholar again. Something's gonna sneak past me. Something's gonna sneak past me. No premiums. Nothing we don't already have. That Ifrit is not the one that we got for the first time today. I already had that one. That one's not notable. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Nothing new, nothing premium. Okay, that one's a little hard to tell, but don't think that's premium. Almost snuck past me, but I wasn't going to let it happen. I was on alert, because I missed that Scholar before. Oh? Nothing noteworthy there, though. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Increase the counter. Increase the counter. All right, what do we have here? What do we have here? Maybe it wasn't bad luck after all. Erendite. One of the cards we needed, one of the 2 cards from the most recent set that we did not get when we were opening all the Cursed Toad set cards before, so I had almost written this one off. But that is probably the best card of all the new cards that I do not own, or did not own, until right now. Was that a premium renew, though? I also kind of zoned out once I saw that. Premium renew is nice, but... Erendite is Erendite. Were any of those other ones premium? Did I pass up on to get Erendite? I think you can still justify taking Erendite there, but... So now we have to ask ourselves, do we deliberately take the Scholar every time we see it? Or at this point, did that just establish that taking the Scholar, or deliberately skipping the Scholar, is actually the right thing to do? Do we take him or do we skip him going forward? That I'm not sure about. Might be starting to run low on this set. Take another look in just a second. Let's see. We have... Looks so similar to the Nilfgaard sets. 26. 26 left. Okay, we have all of these. No premiums. Oh. Sneaky epic. Becker's Rock Slide, already have it. No big deal, no big deal. More epics. And 2 of the cards that we got for the first time today. So take your pick. Which one is the better luck for us? I'm going to go with the dragon. I feel like every time Adrenaline Rush is in the middle, I'm always picking that. Don't know why. Subconsciously. That and the Red Priest Gang as well. The 2 that I feel like for some reason I always choose. Okay, more epics. At this point, I am not sure. We may have gotten all of the neutral epics that I was missing, because we got a lot of them. There are definitely still a lot of legendaries that we are missing for neutrals. We might have all the epics. Possibly. I was waiting for the game to go, oh, really? That's premium, though, for Iris. I tell you, man, I'm so nervous that we're going to get the Scholar showing up here and I'm not going to know whether we take him or not. That time I deliberately did that. After just calling it out, I felt the need. Felt the need to go that route. Okay, unexpected. Epic. Another Troll Porter. Ooh, this is a good keg. Another Roach. Okay, let's bump up the legendary counter, though. What are we going to get here? As I was just saying, there are still plenty of legendaries we need that are neutrals. Will we see them here? We will not. No premiums. For a second, that looked premium, but I don't think it is. I'll take it just in case. Oh, reverse. This time, legendary in the sneaky spot, epic in the middle. What do we get? Matic. Okay, obviously have him already, but not bad. And no premiums here. Oh, let me pop up the number for Matic, though. Matic gets us to 33. Plus or minus 1 or so. Oh no. Oh no. What do we do? Chat, what do we do? What do we do? Do we take him? Do we not take him? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm so conflicted right now. We got a really good card when we didn't take him accidentally. Take? Take? I don't know. Do we do it? Take? I guess we take. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that is not backfire on us. First keg was not good. Second keg, decent. Okay, we have all these no premiums, but we'll take Sunrail because we only have one. I don't know. I'm not sure that was the right choice. I'm not sure. Well, another epic though. Oh, okay, we didn't have Betsy. We did not have Betsy. There you have it. There was at least one. At least one epic we did not have. Worth it. I guess you were right. I guess you were right. We did take. We took the Scholar, and a few kegs later, that gave us an epic we didn't have. Not a legendary, but an epic that we didn't have. Yeah, that does exist in Rogue Mage. It's true, and I think it even is in some of the starting hands or some of the starting decks in Rogue Mage. So we've definitely played it before in Rogue Mage, but not really in multiplayer Gwents. Oh, whoa, apparently we're on to Skellige. Apparently that was our last neutral. Okay, hold on. Well, you see, the thing is that it might be an accidental first Skellige keg, but it also gave us an epic that we didn't have for Skellige with the Corrupted Flamnica. So, we'll take it? I guess we'll take it? Let me just cross that one off. Okay, so apparently we're done with the neutrals. Do we take that as a sign that of the various factions, we ought to do Skellige next? I feel like we have to, like that's what we have to do, right? Seems like that's a pretty clear indication that's what we need to do here. Okay, so we have, after that one, how many Skellige cards we need? One... Wait, did we get... We might have gotten this... Oh, hold on, I didn't check these off earlier. Definitely got that. We might have gotten this too. We've 3 or 4 Skellige cards that we still need. I think they're all legendary. Good luck cards for Skellige are the... Not you. Hold on. No premiums, no premiums. Good luck cards for Skellige is... Why am I blanking out on her name? She's like my favorite card for possibly in the entire game, and I'm blanking out on her name. The Siren. Lead Siren lady, who's a boss in The Witcher 3, who sets the rain and does self-damage. Melusine. Melusine Cultists. Melusine Cultists are the good luck cards for Skellige. So if we see those, we have to click on them. We have to take Melusine Cultists if we see them. Like this. Need to take them. Those are good luck cards. That is based on last time we opened 1,000+ kegs last year. Those were good luck signs for us. It is a great animation, isn't it? Okay. That being said, I mean, we got a great card to start off with. Just an epic, yes. Not a legendary, but still one that we needed. Not much since then. Oh, unexpected. Oh, well, we have to take the Cultist. Maybe that was a little bit of an opposite order, but unexpected offering to the sea there. Sneaky offering to the sea. You're a premium. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Bump up the number. Bump up the number. What's it gonna be? Fukusia, Drake Turtle, Burna. No premiums. Okay, doesn't matter much then, I suppose. As I was saying before, I think Northern Realms is my favorite faction. Skellige is my second favorite faction. That was going to be my backup plan when I was asking for the card reveal. My number one choice was Northern Realms, and I got it. But the backup plan was Skellige. So maybe, I don't know, see, we get here. Ooh, okay, that's premium. See, I think all the cards we need for Skellige are entirely legendaries. Obviously still some premiums that I don't have. Of a number of varieties. So could still see some improvements there, but the big things are all legendaries. At this stage, we had one epic at the very beginning, but we got it immediately and accidentally. So, you know, we'll take it. We'll take it. Okay, more epics here. Don't think any of those were premiums. Just take the ones we don't have as many copies of. Junior is really good for an epic as well. Okay. Feels like we're starting to go a little bit cold here now. Getting a little bit cold. Need a Melusine cultist to show up and give us some good luck. Okay, well here's some epics. We have them all, no premiums, okay. Melusine cultist, okay, good, good, good. All right, we're on the right track. We're on the right track. That puts my mind at ease a little bit. Although still a while since our previous legendary at this point. It seems. Kind of treating this greatsword as another potentially good luck card, but... Oh, okay, unexpected legendary. Sneaky Fukusia. We actually passed up on it previously. Obviously, she's one of, arguably, the best Skellige card in the game by several accounts. But already had her. Good pickup nonetheless, though. Legendary is a legendary. Oh, you're a premium. Okay, more epics. No premiums, only one Giga Scorpion decoction, so we'll nab that. I want to double check how many Skellige ones we have. So we have a little over 50 of each of the factions. Yeah, just 11 left, so these are going to go quicker. We got extra of the neutrals because we had more of those that we still needed to unlock. Nothing notable here. We had that Fukusia. About to say, but not much since then. Okay, premium Spawnriga. We'll take premium Spawnriga. That's not bad. No premiums here, though. And I assume we are now into the single digits, though I was not keeping precise track of how many Skelga kegs we have left here. Might be worth doing that at this point because it is now 1. It is 1. Of course, as I and don't miss any legendaries. We'll see. Last Skelga keg. No legendaries. No legendaries. All right. So we got what? An epic that we had not previously had. We got, I think, a couple of the legendaries we didn't have at the beginning because there were a few that I was missing from the most recent expansion. So, doing okay, but there are still some Skelga ones that we're missing here. I think it's still 3 or so, all of which are legendary. All right, so now we're looking at going to the next faction. I think we'll go faction stuff, then we'll go for, we have a tiny bit of Crimson Curse and Novigrad, which is, for all intents and purposes, a Syndicate, Keg, and then we'll finish with the premiums. So why don't we just go in order then, I suppose, at this point. For Nilfgaard, let me take a peek. We have gotten a couple of the cards we were missing. We have 1 epic and 3 legendaries, I think, is what we need for Nilfgaard. Oh. Okay, it's not gonna immediately get that epic, but who knows? No premiums. Still feels like we are a little overdue for something big at this point. Oh, unexpected epic. A sneaky Dead Man's Tongue. Oh, another sneaky epic. This time it's Vigo. Okay. Still don't know what the premium of this looks like. I will continue to take it till we at least get the second copy of the premium for that. I will continue to take it until we get the second premium copy of it. Oh, okay. For that is what we're looking for. Rain Farm. That is the epic we still needed. Check that one off. I believe we are now done with Nilfgaard epics. It is all legendaries at this point. So, of course, not the most difficult thing to get. It's just an epic, but still the one that we needed. So we can check that off the list. Oh, for a second I saw that out of the corner of my eye. I was like, oh, did I miss that from the premium? From the 3 in the middle? I mean, I'm sure I've missed some. Without question, I've missed some today, of course, but... Okay, more epics. Again, at this point, that does mean that it's basically just premiums. We'll be keeping an eye out for those. Have any specific good or bad luck cards for Nilfgaard? I don't think so. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Well, apparently talking about that is good luck. And Core, thanks for the sub. Hope you're enjoying the stream. How's it going? As you seem to already know, we are opening up a whole lot of Gwent kegs here. Hardly know her. What do we have? All stuff that we already own. I mean, probably have to take the second Masquerade Ball, right? Probably need to take that. No premiums, but still. What's up, Emberic? How are you? Oh, you're a premium. Almost missed that. Ooh, sneaky. Hold on. Bump up the number first. Build the suspense. Sneaky what? Sneaky Anna Henrietta. And, I mean, it's fitting if we take a Duchess's informant after just getting the Duchess, right? You just have to. You just have to. Oh, Core. Oh, Core. Ooh, that's premium. Does the Viper, what is it, just Viper Witcher? Is it a specific type of Viper Witcher? The premium one that we just got. Does that create premium copies of cards when it puts one at the top of your opponent's deck? Does it do that? Just give your opponent premiums? Ooh, okay. Again, we have all of these, so just mostly looking for premiums, and None found there. Still gonna go for that. Went in down. Oh, it's moving. The flame is moving. That's our second. Oh my goodness, that is so subtle. But that is, and the eyes kind of flash a little bit there in the mirror. Okay, but that is apparently the premium of this card that I had been preparing myself for, or at least trying to take that. That card is whenever it popped up, because I felt as though we were just gonna miss that pretty much no matter what. That's premium. So glad we can not be so concerned about that anymore. That almost looked premium for a second, but I don't think it is. Okay. Just want to double check. Yeah, Viper Witcher, like, does this make premium versions of cards at the top of your opponent's deck? Haven't played Gwent in, well, very long time, but it's okay. 31 Nilfgaard ones remaining here. Okay, so now we don't need to worry about this anymore. Don't need to constantly click on this, not knowing if it's actually a premium or not. So that's a bit of a relief. We are all also now over 3/4 of the way through. We have, of course, finished all the kegs for several of the categories already. We've done, what, Cursed Toad. We've done the generic It Could Be Anything kegs. We've done neutrals. We accidentally started and then finished through with Skellige. And now we are on to Nilfgaard, and next on the list is just gonna probably be whatever the next faction-specific one is. Back to epics. No premiums, though. Still feels like we haven't gotten that many legendaries from this, though. Trying to recognize the characters here. Ooh, Urchin, okay. Yeah, of course, several of the cards are based on, or many of the cards are based on Witcher 1, 2, and 3, but there are also some that are more assumptions, you know, some of things that probably theoretically exist somewhere in the Witcher world. You know, some artistic liberty, creative liberty taken here and there, but like, we know about the Viper School. We know that that exists, but a generic Viper Witcher. Okay, hold on. Epics. Cantarella, that's a character from Witcher 3, and so is Vigo and the other Vigo. Ooh, more epics, okay. No premiums. This was a card that we were missing until we picked it up earlier today, so why don't we take that for good luck. Ooh, sneaky. Other Vigo, the one that we just passed up on. Okay, sure. That is not premium. Let's see. Still feels like it's been a while since our last legendary, wasn't it? The Masquerade Ball we got a little while back. I mean, that is a great card, of course. We already had it, but it is a fantastic card. But I'm waiting a while, I think, since then for our next legendary, and we still need several for Nilfgaard. Is that premium? It is. Okay, here we go. This is the keg we were waiting for. It's the other Vigo again. Bump up the legendary counter. And this time, anything we need? Now, we have them all already. Usurper, also a really good card. Letho Kingslayer, just such a fun card to use. We'll take him. Is there Olgierd? There are several Olgierd cards. Yeah, there are two. Is it precisely two? I think it's two, yeah. Olgierd and Olgierd Immortal. One of them is an epic, one of them is a legendary. They are both neutral. Don't know if we might have seen Olgierd Immortal earlier today. I think we might have. Not sure if we took him. He might have been in the middle when we had other options. But we have already done most of our neutral stuff thus far. So it's unlikely we would see him here. We can't see him from these packs because this is all Nilfgaard and he is not Nilfgaard. But, and these are not premium. And we have them all. But the premium kegs at the end that can draw from any group, theoretically, we could see him pop up there. Okay, don't need to worry about this anymore. I might still take it, because it might still be a premium, but we at least have the 2 premiums in our collection now. I think we are almost out of... Yeah, we have 2 more Nilfgaard sets. Really feels like it's been an eternity since we had a legendary, though, so this will be the last one for Nilfgaard. Okay, and it is an epic, at the very least. And Rainfard was one of the ones that we got for the first time today. So let's take him. It's our second copy, but maybe still some good luck there. Alright, so now, let's see. I think we go on to Northern Realms, then Scoia'tael, and then we have a couple of things that are functionally just variants on a Syndicate deck, or a Syndicate keg. So let's go to Northern Realms now. Premium War... Oh, I missed Premium War Council? Darn. My bad. As I said, there's definitely going to be times when I am, of course, zooming through pretty quickly. Can't take Alumni. That's a bad luck card. Tried to zoom through pretty quickly, and going through, what, 1,000 kegs means 5,000 cards? They're definitely going to be ones that I missed. They're premium. But I've kind of just accepted that as a reality. Already have them all. No premiums there, I don't think. And now we're getting the, at least epics, for Northern Realms. As I was saying before, this is, I would generally consider to be my favorite faction. The one that I started off with. And therefore the one that when I had the opportunity to do so, chose as the one that I wanted to do a reveal for. We did see a Damsel in Distress earlier. I think we might have picked one up. And then we had I think a Sneaky Damsel that of course we got, because that meant we didn't have a choice in the matter. And then we had one where I was going to take it from the middle slot, but there was another card there that was a premium. So I think we took, or something that we didn't have before, so I took that instead. Let's see, only one runestone, no premiums, so we'll take that. The Knight Errant's premium is surprisingly difficult to notice. When you click on it in the deck editor, I know it wouldn't seem that hard to find. Hold on. Sneaky mutagenerator. He has like a dramatic unsheathing of his sword, but for some reason, it seems like you never see that beginning of the animation, or very rarely see the beginning of that animation when you're opening up the kegs for him. Okay. That's premium for War Chariot. Oh, sneaky knighthood. Okay. These ones here. This one, we did see a premium winch before, earlier today, which is not an easy thing to notice. That was not premium, but there's almost no movement at all in it. Okay, getting a lot of epics. Not a lot of legendaries, though. Taller. That's a name. Those of you familiar with Witcher 3, but more so Witcher 1, probably recognize. This could be big. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I also didn't note how many Northern Realms cards were missing. Hold on. Let me take a quick peek. Northern Realms, we have just 3. Just 3 cards are missing, all of which are legendaries. All of which are legendaries. So we'll see if we find any here. And we do not, but that looks premium to me. Don't really use Engineering Solution all that often, but hey, you know, we'll take the premium, I guess. Yeah, so outside of those legendaries, for the most part, when we notice, we'd like to try to take the premiums, but as we were saying before, occasionally, I'm sure they'll slip through the cracks. Such is the way of things. That's definitely not premium, but now I'm paranoid about it. Kind of like I was with that, the mirror for Nilfgaard. Maybe not quite to the same extent. Nope, I almost took alumni. No, that's bad luck. Never take alumni. Bad luck from last year when we did one of these sessions. Okay. No premiums. And we have a copy of all of them already. Ooh, okay. Couple of epics here. The one that we just took. And no premiums, but we only have one botchling. So let's take that. Okay, more epics. No premiums. No other obvious tiebreakers, shouldn't matter much. Almost took alumni accidentally again. Don't ever do that. Still gonna do it, just in case. Okay. Oh, sneaky trollolo. It's a very sneaky troll. Okay, let's see. No premiums, so shouldn't really matter who we're taking there. Might be running low on the Northern Realms cards at this point. Let's see. 17 kegs remaining for them. Sneaky troll low is definitely a phrase. Oh, hold on. Hold on, though. Hold on. That's a legendary. Okay, not one that we need. No premiums. We'll take a second Erland, I suppose. Although, Chapter Wizards, as I was saying before, was the last legendary card that we got from our previous 1,000 keg opening session, so maybe that was a good luck omen that we should have taken. Not gonna fall for alumni, though. You're not gonna trick me. Not gonna trick me. Okay, epics. For a second, I thought that was premium, but it definitely isn't. More epics. Still no premiums. You're a premium. Definitely. No, I refuse. We may or may not have forgotten to count one at the beginning. We're not really sure. So, you know, there's a margin of error. There's a margin of error. As any scientific endeavor would account for. As one does, you know. Okay, I think we're just 3 more now for Northern Realms. Okay, epic. It's Sabrina. Okay. Second to last Northern Realms. More epics. No premiums. Okay. Last Northern Realms. Anything big here? Ah, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Okay. So that is Northern Realms down. Did we get anything big for Northern Realms there? I'm not sure if we got any Northern Realms cards for the first time. Hold on, let me double check. No. No big Northern Realms unlocks. Ooh, that's painful. Okay, we'll go into Scoia'tael. I was talking about this before. There is one, and only one Scoia'tael card. Yeah, lots of botchlings, right? Then it's 1 + 0. True. Alright. True. +1 / 0. Okay. So there's only one Scoia'tael card we're missing. It is a legendary. I think that it is probably... You could probably guess which legendary it is. Possibly even with your first guess. Epic there. Oh, nothing big here. Just proceed. No, it's fair point. Fair point. Okay, could this be it, though? Hold on. Could this be it, though? Yorvith is a card. There are, what? I think there are 2 Yorvith, possibly even 3 Yorvith cards. But that is not the one that we are missing. Okay. We have all of these. No premiums. Ethne is an evolving card, so she's pretty cool. We might take her. Vernaseal is also really good. So, all those are nice. Ooh, you're premium. Ooh, okay. Felt like we were going through a bit of a cold spell there for both Nilfgaard and Northern Realms. But maybe Scoia'tael is going to make up for it. Okay, no premiums. Also, a bunch of very strong cards. But we only have one Gezros, so why don't we take him? Epics. Really feels like all the RNG went to Scoia'tael here. It's kind of the sense I'm getting. At least, certainly off to a strong start. Okay, Orb of Insight. Worth noting, this is our good luck card for Scoia'tael. Whenever we see this, we should click on it. From our previous go-round, that was what brought us good luck on the Scoia'tael side. Ooh, that's premium. There you go. Exactly. More of that, please. No premiums this time, though. Okay, back to Epic. No new stuff. We only have one Yavin. Why don't we take him? Are you premium? No. Second there looked like you were. Nothing here either, okay. Pulling off a little bit now. Scoia'tael seems to be. Okay, but as soon as I say that, we get an epic. Okay, granted, I don't really know what an animated version of this inanimate object looks like. We only have one Dennis, so I guess we'll take that. I don't think that was premium. That's premium. Little fluttering of leaves and petals and butterflies. Orb of Insight. Good luck. I think it delivered last time. We'll see if it does this time as well. Okay, gives us an epic. No premiums though, so shouldn't really matter. Okay, hold on. Hold on. So we need one specific Scoia'tael legendary. One specific Scoia'tael legendary. Will this be it? It will not, but a Glace is definitely good. Ooh, unexpected epic, okay. The one that I have no idea how to pronounce. Gotcha. That's animated. Okay, more epics. No premiums, only one IB Air, so we'll take him. Ooh, once again, premium Dwarven Chariot. Okay, unexpected epic is Percival. Gotta take the good luck Orb of Insight. Does it deliver this time? Not yet. Okay, well, we'll chain Orb of Insights. Suppose that makes sense from a gameplay standpoint as well. But if anything, feels like, oh, I was gonna say, perhaps another cold spell we're going into. Gitan. He's at least an epic. Okay, more epics here. Again, don't really know what the premium for that looks like, but apparently that was not it. We might be running fairly low on Scoia'tael at this point. Let me double check. 15. Another Orb of Insight. I mean, we are getting them. But the RNG, the good luck, has not come with them. At least not for a while here. Which is concerning. Okay, here we go. That's more like it. Okay. Another legendary. One specific one that we need. We don't see it here, but Aquan is really... Oh, that's premium. I almost did not notice that. I was about to say Aquan, I mean, it's probably the best of these cards, but premium Yarpin, we'll take it. That's not a bad pickup, I suppose. Ooh, that's premium as well. Okay, sure. Epics. Nothing we don't... Oh, well, we have all the epics, but no premiums. Okay. Running low on the Scoia'tael, but there's another legendary. There is another legendary. The sneaky variety. This time... Shaping Nature. Okay, not bad. Not the one we needed, but still not bad. And now it is 3 Epic. Oh, premium IBR. Okay, sure, we'll take it. Now, this is going to be our last Scoia'tael one. But nothing special. Nothing special, unfortunately. Okay. So now let's check. We have 101 kegs left. What's up? How's it going? We are doing a lot of keg opening. In fact, we are now 90% of the way through. Only 101 kegs left. And at this point, we have all the premium stuff. We have a lot of what are basically just varieties of Syndicate kegs. So I think we probably go for those. I think we'll do the Syndicate kegs, then we'll do the Crimson Curse, and then we'll go into the various premium stuff. Finish with that. And hopefully that means we'll get some good stuff at the very end. So let's go the generic Syndicate here. Let me double check what the count is for how many Syndicate stuff we need. So we only needed one Scoia'tael from the previous set, and we didn't get it, unfortunately. But then again, I suppose that meant that's going to be the hardest one for us to nab. For Syndicate, we need... Hold on, did we get any of these earlier today and I forget to cross them off? I don't think so. There are 4. 4 that we need. I believe they are all legendaries for Syndicate. And that's interesting because I remember last time we did this last year for the Price of Powers expansion, I had way fewer Syndicate cards than any other faction. Whereas this time rounds, we might have needed slightly more Syndicate than other factions, but it's not like it's way far behind the other ones. Let's see, have them all? No premiums, so it doesn't really matter. So Syndicate has caught up in many ways. See, starting off strong with the epics at the very least. We'll take a second Rico, I suppose. So what have we had the most luck with today? Honestly, probably the neutrals. Probably the neutrals. It's a sneaky Kalkstein. You are a premium. Might be the neutrals. Definitely not Nilfgaard. I think was the one we probably had the least luck with. Northern Realms to a certain extent as well. Skellige actually we did quite well with. It's just that a lot of that came from the expansion-specific kegs, not the Skellige-specific kegs, so it's a little bit harder to attribute it to, or was not as obvious. Oh, that's premium. Yeah, so I think everything we need for Syndicate is legendary. Wish there was an option to multi-open, like Magic the Gathering. If there is, well, I mean, there definitely isn't here, but I'm not familiar with it for Magic the Gathering. Never really played Magic. I have some Magic cards IRL, but never really got into it. Or epics, and have definitely not played it online or anything like that. We have to take Skewertooth, obviously. Prime Piggy for the win. Or epics. Doing very well from an epic standpoint for Syndicate here, but haven't seen any legendaries yet. But technically speaking, other than neutral, if you want to call that a faction, we have the most faction-specific kegs for Syndicate because the Novigrad kegs are, for all intents and purposes, also Syndicate kegs, and we have a few of those. And we'll open up after these. Playing Arena, but the economy is not great. As in for Magic Arena or like Draft for Gwent? Probably referring to Magic the Gathering, I assume then. Very expensive to play. Oh, yeah. It's definitely not one thing that is very nice about Gwent. Fun facts. Don't think I mentioned this before, but should have been, I suppose, pretty clear based on the way in which we purchased these kegs. All done entirely with ore. Ooh, okay. Here's our first legendary for Syndicate. Let's see what we get. Will it be? No premiums. All stuff we already have. I mean, you have to take Salamander. You just Have to take Salamander here. Yeah, Gwent is very generous. Very free-to-play friendly. Being able to purchase 1,000 kegs plus. We technically have more resources we could get even more with, but it's only so many I can realistically do in one sitting. But all that with just in-game currency. No real dollars and cents spent. But granted, that is, after playing the game a whole lot, that's a premium. That is, playing the game a whole lot and not opening any kegs over the course of an entire calendar year outside of one specific event that gave you kegs for opening kegs. Ooh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. There's another legendary. What'll it be this time, though? Anything we need. No, but Collusion is premium. Collusion is premium. We will definitely take that. Salamander for the meme. I mean, Salamander might mostly be considered a meme, but there are some seasonal events, at least, in which it is very, very strong. Double Down in particular. It is a force to be reckoned with. Ooh, double epic. Okay, let's see. Sneaky Kurt. And then... we only have one Adriano. On the other hand, Skewertooth is Skewertooth. I will take the Adriano, because we did take a Skewertooth before, but... otherwise, I would certainly lean toward the Crime Piggy. Imagine we're... getting pretty far into these... this variety of Syndicate Keg. 1 second. We have 17 left. Okay, gotcha. Another epic. It's a Sneaky Roderick. Okay. Playing Power Shift? You know it. I actually... ooh, another epic here. No premium, though. Take Saul, because we only have one. I have not gotten much progress toward the Inspired Zeal Northern Realms contract, despite Northern Realms being the faction that I play the most, the one that I have the most wins on. And Inspired Zeal is not bad either, but it's... whoa, look at this keg. Legendary, epic, and an epic. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, let's build up. Okay. Legendary is, of course, the big one. And it's Rayla. Alright. And here... no premiums, all ones that we have, so okay. No worries. So yeah, for Power Shift, we did a deck guide for Reavers in which I had it be Mobilization, but basically I've more or less been using that deck and just swapped it over to Inspired Zeal, which functions almost exactly the same way. And I've been using that to try to farm up a few Inspired Zeal wins. Nothing notable this time. This might be our last... oh no, I was looking at a different number there. Still have a few more. Yeah, oh, that's premium. Hard to tell, but it is. There, you can see it. There are a lot of people playing Reavers right now. I actually saw the other day someone use the coolest Reaver counter deck I've ever seen, which I might make a video for next time around. Probably not gonna have enough time to do it this week, but here's another legendary. They do feel kind of evil. Yeah, exactly. Not only are they really strong, but they make Geralt's pretty ineffective. All right, what do we have here? No premiums, all ones that we already have. So take your pick. I guess we'll go Hazard Javid. I don't know. Shouldn't make much of a difference. Had decent luck with a Syndicate here, it feels like. Not bad returns of the Syndicate variety. Okay, we might be 3 more. Okay, I'm gonna count the specific ones then. Two. No premiums. Okay, so take whatever. Then this is our last normal Syndicate keg. The other ones are technically a little more specific. They're, I think, going to be basically just from the original Syndicate expansion. Whereas these can be any Syndicate cards, including legendaries. I think Syndicate is making a case for itself, being the faction that we've had the most success with. Depends a little bit on what we get here, though. Still nothing new, though. I think is the biggest demerit against Syndicate is Skellige has given us, I think, 2. At least 1, if not 2 of the legendaries that we were missing. So we'll take Tin Boy, because we only have 1 of him. And now, let's see. I think it's going to be Novigrad Keg here. So just 2 of those. And then we'll go into Crimson Curse, and then we're at the home stretch. We're looking at the premiums from there on out. So really just 2 of these. Again, functionally very similar to Syndicate Kegs. We get an epic. Okay, I said it before. Yes, well, we only have 1 gourd. Fine, we'll take a second gourd. Fine, rather than taking Crime Piggy. All right, now we go Crimson Curse. So this is a specific expansion. An older expansion, not the Curse Toad. Technically, you can't even get these from the store anymore. Just a few spots on the reward tree where they're available. Let's see what we nab here. So this will be a mixture of different factions in this case. It's for the expansion, not a specific faction. Just a few of these, though. But we have to take him, though. Have to take the Scholar. Oh, premium. Okay, for the merchant. Sure. All right, that was our last of that. Now we're at the smaller groups, where we have just a few. But these are now the premium kegs. To finish things off here, just 36 left. We are definitely coming down the home stretch here. So what is the order we'd like to do these for? I think maybe we go Crimson Curse, Novigrad, and then we finish with the more open-ended stuff with the premium base set and then the ultimate premium keg. I think we go that route. So again, this is a specific expansion. These are all going to be premium. All of these cards are going to be premium. So that means for epics, there are probably a lot of these that we do not have the premium version of. And it's, at this point, going to come down mostly to subjectively which ones we like the art for the most. And the crazy thing is, although Curse of Corruption is an inanimate object, and Sigvald is not, I kind of still like this more, because Sigvald is not really doing anything in his. So these are the ones we really want to get lucky with and get some high rarity stuff, because we can obviously guarantee that they're premium as well. Not great there. Now let's go Novigrad. So again, this is going to be all Syndicate. On this occasion, we'll go for stuff that we don't have the premium versions of, if that is a factor. It's not really the case. I guess we can get a second premium version. All right. So now we're looking at what is more or less generic premium versions of cards. Going to be every faction possible. So can we finish off strong here with ideally some of the legendaries that we have yet to unlock? We'll get a second long ship of the premium variety. And at the end, once we've unlocked everything, and once we've opened up all the kegs, we'll take a look at how many scraps and how much powder we have gotten from all this, and should be fairly simple math to calculate all that. I do like this premium, although we have 2 copies of all of them. So we have opened 1001 kegs. Here is a legendary. We know it's premium. We know it's premium. So this is big. We know all of these are going to be premium. Ooh, this is tough. This is tough. I'm leaning Hemdall. I think I'm leaning Hemdall. I definitely use Radovid the most out of all these cards, but I think I still like the art the best on Hemdall. Okay. Again, still gonna be every possible faction in this case here. All premiums. Hoping for more of those. Legendaries. Okay. I was saying before, Knight Errant, surprisingly difficult to notice the premium version of it. So that's only our second one right there. Has that unsheathing effect that for some reason just didn't seem to be showing up on some prior occasions. I was missing out on it, perhaps, every now and again. So only 25 left now. We're getting very close. Oh, we don't have a premium forbidden magic. I guess we'll take that. Almost done with our 1,000+ kegs. Well, guess we'll take another one in that case. What do we prefer here? I guess we only have one Nilfgaardian Knight, so we might as well take our second there. Only one premium of the Trafficker. Really hoping we can find at least one more of the legendaries with the middle card so we can pick whichever one we like the most. But Epic's not bad. So there are a lot of Epics that I don't have the premium versions of. Huh. Okay. Wild Boar's not doing much for me. And ever since the Bearwitcher Mentor got introduced, is now a card that I do not use very often. Sarah's not doing much either. Although she might actually be the card that I use the most out of all these. I guess it's probably Dennis. It's probably Dennis. No, he is very animated, but I still don't love what he's doing all that much. Just doesn't excite me that much. That was a premium keg. That's not a monster's keg, mind you. I was very confused there for a second. We do not have any veterans of the premium variety, so we'll take him. I just glanced over at this page, saw they were all monsters, was like, what? Okay, only one of you, so we'll take that. Can't take alumni. Cannot take alumni. And I also hate the art on the premium self-eater. It is absolutely disgusting. Oh. Okay, on one hand, Orb of Insight is a good luck card for us. On the other hand, we don't have premium versions of Siege Ladder. I think we have to go Orb of Insight. I think we have to. I think we have to because we're running out of time here. Not that many kegs left, and we want to make sure we still get some legendaries. Some additional legendaries before everything is said and done. So I think we need as much luck as we can get at this point. I think we need all the luck we can get at this point. So we are running out of time. That's a pretty good premium, man. I don't have it, so we'll definitely take that. Okay, I did take that before. No premium packs. Okay, we'll take one of those, I suppose. Either Pact or Bearwitcher. We'll go Bearwitcher. Not having much luck here at the moment, at least with the rarity of the cards. We are getting, of course, some premiums that we did not previously have, but that was to be expected. The bigger question was more so, can we get some high rarity ones that we did not have the premium version of? So that has not been happening much as of late. We saw a premium winch earlier, and it was not from a premium keg, so we actually did notice that it was premium, which is saying something, because there's not a lot going on in that premium card. 7 left. What'll it be? Running out of time. One more legendary. Will we get one? Will we get one? Just one more legendary. It's an epic. It is an epic. Probably some of the ones we haven't... Okay, I do like Enderstrangers. I do like Enderstrangers a lot. Come on. Still waiting for that legendary, though. Still waiting for that legendary, though. 3 kegs left. 3 kegs left. Nothing big here. Nothing big here. 2 left. Come on, legendaries. No. Not this time. Gonna come down to the last keg. Can we make it happen? Keg number 1001, and it has an epic. Premium epic. No legendary, but at least an epic. Oh, okay. There's no question which one we're taking here. There is no question which one we're taking here, though. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, it has to be Roach. Probably one of the best... Probably one of the best premium cards in the game. Teleports into the house, then it disappears, then flying across the sky and into the tree, then disappears, falls back on the tree momentarily, then it's back on the house. Okay. So I'm happy we got Roach at the very least. If we couldn't get a legendary, that was probably the right one for us to get for that epic premium. All right. So that was 1001 kegs opened up. Right? And we got on the order of about 50 premiums. Just like IRL. For what it's worth, I did not have too many crazy Roach glitches over the course of my Witcher 3 playthrough. The craziest one I got was when I was in Skellige. I did all of the smuggler's caches, all the loot that is in the water. I did those in one fell swoop, one trip. Every single one. But lids, you would get over encumbered. Yes. Yeah. I know. Didn't stop me from doing it. And when I was doing that, I was swimming over from one of the islands to the other, small islands out in the middle of nowhere, and maybe I called Roach at one point in time, didn't see her, then as I'm swimming, glanced down into the water, and Roach is sprinting at the bottom of the ocean. It's like, oh, okay, all right there, Roach. So that's the craziest thing I ever had happen with Roach, but never teleporting on top of buildings or trees or anything like that. But anyways, that's an aside. Much swifter than last time. Definitely doing the quicker reveal all the other cards all at once thing definitely helped. So we absolutely did that much faster than before. Almost half the time. But let's take a look at the rewards we get for it. So I have written down what or actually first, let's look at how many cards we have left here. So let's get some confirmation. So we had, I think it was just one monsters card we were missing before. Yeah, and we did not get it. It was Imlerith was the monsters card we were missing. Nilfgaard. We started off, we needed 6. Now we only need 3, so we got half of the Nilfgaard cards we missed. We did get Ardfiend, Rainfarn, and Albric. We still needed Dahi, Shalmar, and Base Letho. Northern Realms, I don't think we got anything. Yeah, we had 3 we needed at the beginning. We still need 3 now. It was going to be War Elephant, Falibor, and Mad Kian. Didn't get those. Scoia'tael, any last guesses what the one we needed was? Imlerith Premium is really good. Would have been a great one for us. It would have been great for that to be the last card we picked up then. But any final guesses as to what that one Scoia'tael card we were missing was? We obviously did not get it, so we still need 1 here. Someone got... Okay, this is a huge hint now. Someone got very, very close, but did not quite get it right. So we still need that, obviously. Skellige, we needed 6, and we got 3, so once again, we got half of them. So we got, I think it was Tyr and Svalblood, 2 of the new ones. And then we got the Corrupted Flaminica, which is an epic, but still one that we needed. We still needed Svalblood Totem, Madman Lugos, and Ulfheden were the ones that we missed. Shiru? No, we have Shiru. It was, Milva. Base Milva is the one Scoia'tael card that I do not have. And understandable that you would forget that that is a legendary card, but probably for that same reason, understandable that why I would never craft that card either. So, yeah, that's the one we still needed. Alright, so then for Syndicate, we needed just 4, actually. And, well, we didn't get any of them. As it turns out, we needed Gregory, Madame Louisa, Walter Veritas, and Tatterwing. We didn't get those. True. I guess monsters, we needed that 1.5, if you want to count Tatterwing for that. Neutrals, we probably had the most luck there. We needed 28. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Yeah, so I mean that's where a lot of those were epics, so you know it's a little bit harder to compare there. But maybe I won't list all those out because that's a much longer list. But so we got 3 of the ones we needed for Nilfgaard, 3 of the ones we needed for Skellige. So it was either those were the most successful or it was neutrals. But again, that was a larger pool than we needed in the first place. So and many of them were epics. So hard to say definitively which one was absolutely the best or the worst. All right, but now as for the results. So fun fact, we just opened 1,001 kegs, which means we opened 5,005 cards. However, usually when you open up your deck builder, you would mill out whatever cards you have duplicates of, right? However, there's actually a limit to the number of cards you can mill in one sitting. It's 3,000. So I imagine when we do this, we are not going to be able to mill everything. Yeah, like we saw about 5,000 cards from opening all those kegs, and we do not see 5,000 here, or 4,800 or whatever number we'd expect it to be. So for that reason, that is not actually the full quantity we are expecting to get here, and because there's a hard limit on how many we can mill in one setting, if we change our mill settings here, then it can actually give us some unexpected results, I think. Like, this number even changing it up. Like, 43 legendaries here? Wow. Okay, hold on. This one, 41. Like, isn't that supposed to be the strictest? The resource focus is supposed to be the strictest of all the various approaches, and yet this has us milling fewer legendaries than this does. The reason for that is the game gets a little confused when you have more than 3,000 cards you're trying to mill at once. So for now, I guess we'll go the safe approach, and that leads to only 9 legendary cards getting milled. But what we'll do is we'll open this page up again, and then we'll see the second set of cards also getting milled here. So let's see. It is 44,000, 650 scrap, and it is 7,200 powder, with this set at least. That number, see how dramatically that changes if we do. This one was actually the most aggressive. The powder actually goes down, but the scrap total goes up. Again, it's just going to be nonsensical for the most part, I think. So we do this, and it might take a second for those numbers to update, because that's a pretty big change. Pretty big change to those numbers. But now if we leave and come back, I believe we will still see that there are a bunch of additional ones that we can still mill. There you see it again. Still a humongous chunk. On this occasion, it should be able to mill all of them, so it should be much more logical when we choose the stricter formats. How many we're seeing getting milled? Yeah, now we're seeing most legendaries getting milled when we do the most aggressive approach. That makes sense. We will still keep it the most conservative approach here, but add 26 to 20 and add 4,180. Apparently, that gives us a contract for confetti machine. I can only imagine what that means. But, so the total count, doing some mental math here. Let's see, carry those. 7, 8, 0, carry the 1, 7. I believe that means we got 70,870 scraps. And we got 3, carry the 1, 11,380 powder. Those are the numbers. So if you divide that by the roughly 1,000 kegs, it was 1,001, but just for simplicity's sake, let's call it 1,000. So that means we are talking, what? 1, 2, 3. That means 70.8, or 0.9 really, scraps per keg. And 1, 2, 3, 11.4-ish powder per keg. How much is that powder in dollars? I honestly don't know, but let's check the shop. I mean, those kegs that we just opened, 1,000 kegs in dollars is probably a very large number as well. But again, that was entirely with in-game currency that we got just from playing a whole lot. I don't really have a sense for how expensive powder is supposed to be. So what did I just say? It's 11,380 powder, which means somewhere on the order of 40 US dollars worth of powder. Not sure. I mean, there isn't a way to buy scraps. There's a way to buy kegs. So again, what is the keg price once you get up to those high numbers? It's oh gosh, it's basically $1 per keg. So it's a little more than that. So it's maybe by some accounts over $1,000 worth of kegs, or about $1,000 worth of kegs. And in return, we got, what did we just say? About $80 worth of powder. And obviously, 5,005 cards. So, there's the math for you. There's the math for you. As we were saying before, I did the math last time on how long it took us per keg to open them as well. And it was, if you included intro, outro, analysis, and what have you, buying the kegs and all that stuff, it was 18.65 seconds per keg. Whereas if you were just looking at opening kegs and kegs alone and got rid of all the other stuff, what was it? I think I wrote that down somewhere. Want to say it was about 16 or 17 seconds? Yeah, it was basically 17 seconds per keg in that case. And that amounted to roughly a 6-hour stream. This time, I have not done the math because I'd have to go back and check exactly when we did start opening the kegs. But based on how it took us a little more than half that time, we definitely went through much more quickly than we did last time. So I think that's probably, for the sake of our sanity, probably a good thing. Let's check out what this contract is for. I imagine it's for a whole lot of milling. Yeah, you know, we did just basically mill 5,000 cards. So that's not a terribly big surprise. But there you have it. We have now opened 1,100 kegs. And to give you the final count, it was 142 ultimate kegs, 6 premium base set kegs, 54 monster kegs, 59 Nilfgaard kegs, 56 Northern Realms kegs, 60 Scoia'tael kegs, 56 Skellige kegs, 4 Crimson Curse kegs, 2 premium Crimson Curse kegs, 2 Novigrad kegs, 2 premium Novigrad kegs, 27 ultimate premium kegs, 59 syndicate kegs, 322 Cursed Toad kegs, and 150 neutral kegs for a total of 1,001. As we were saying, 70,870 scraps, 11,380 powder, about $1,000 worth of kegs, that means, if you want to look at it that way, although it was spent entirely using in-game currency, and about $80 US worth of powder, although obviously that's just earning it rather than purchasing it, and probably somewhere on the order of maybe 11 seconds per keg, just comparing that to how long it took us to go through them last time and relative to this time. So, crazy stuff, but thank you all for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, and the legendary card count ended up at, we think 51, maybe 52, somewhere around there, about 50. So, that was, I don't know, there were definitely times where we were much luckier than moments, spells, where we were much luckier than other points in time, where we have legendary after legendary seemingly, and then we'd go for a long period with little to nothing in that regard. But overall, we did it, and maybe, I mean, we still have a lot of resources remaining. I mean, this might turn into a bit of an annual thing, as this is the second time we've done it, or at least on this scale before. And Gwent, of course, is theoretically, kind of, sort of, at least in terms of official updates, going to end at the end of 2023. So, you know, if we're up for it, and we're still interested in all the Gwent stuff, then we might end up doing something like this next year as well. And open up kegs for whatever the final type of kegs is. And at that point, or maybe we'll go super crazy and just spend any and every last bit of resources we have, and that might mean we're going over 1,000 at that point, but who knows? Who knows? We're getting ahead of ourselves. Maybe we'll do that, depending on, if that still seems like that is of interest, and if I'm up for sitting down to open kegs for that long without absolutely losing my mind. But thank you all for stopping by. Hope you had as much fun as I did, because that was pretty crazy stuff.